come forward and state your name, your business or mailing address, and your relationship to the property. If you are not the property owner or an attorney representing the property owner, please come forward and identify yourself. And hopefully you have presented a power of attorney affidavit to the city in order for your testimony to be taken on behalf of the property owner. For new cases, you will be asked for the record if you are aware of and understand the violation that is being heard today. And do you understand what is required to resolve the violation? Please answer accordingly. The city will present its case first, and then the property owner and or violator will be given an opportunity to testify on their own behalf, to bring forward witnesses to testify, to present evidence and photographs, and to cross-examine the city's witnesses. Following the case presentation, I will issue a finding of fact on the case. If I find that a violation of city codes exists or existed at your property, then depending on the case type, I will set an abatement date for the violation to be resolved. Or for repeat violations, I will impose a daily fine amount. For new, non-repeat cases, my order will include an abatement date by which you must resolve the violation, and a daily fine amount that I may impose at a future hearing date should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date. For appeals of civil citations, I will enter a ruling either affirming or reversing the citation. If the citation is affirmed, I will enter an order assessing a civil penalty, court costs, and a compliance date. If the violation does not comply by the compliance date, continuing fines and penalties will be assessed. If I find sufficient cause to postpone enforcement action at this time, I will table this case proceeding to another hearing date in the future. If you do not agree with my finding of fact and or ruling, then the property owner may appeal the administrative order on the case to the circuit court. An appeal must be filed within 30 days of the date of the execution of the administrative order to be appealed. In accordance with Florida statutes, if a person decides to appeal any decision made by the special magistrate with respect to any matter considered at these proceedings, then the person will need a verbatim record of the proceeding. The record includes the testimony and evidence upon which the appeal is to be based. The cost of obtaining a verbatim record shall be the sole responsibility of the appellant. Pursuant to city codes, if the city of North Miami prevails in prosecuting a case before the special magistrate, the city shall be entitled to recover all costs incurred in prosecuting the case. The current cost assessment amount is $100 per case. Once the city records an order that imposes a fine and authorizes a lien against the property, then the city will charge additional administrative fees to record and release the lien. Madam Clerk, I guess you can take over now.
We can do the swearing in.
At this time, Special Magistrate will proceed with having the Pledge of Allegiance done by the North Miami police officer.
Okay.
I pledge to allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If all the code officers could sign in with video to be sworn in.
Now, if you are giving testimony today on a case, please rise and raise your right hand as I do the oath. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you are about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? If so, please say I do.
Yes.
I do.
I didn't see Vanessa.
It's not on video.
My camera is disabled. It says the host disabled my camera. But I did swear. Yes, I do.
Okay. Translators? If you guys can disable your cameras, thank you. Creole translator? Thank you.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the translation which you are about to give in these proceedings will be accurate and correct to the best of your knowledge, skill, and ability? Please say I do.
I do.
I do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Clerk, you can move forward.
Madam Clerk, please announce for the record if there are any additions or deletions to the hearing agenda.
Good morning, and thank you for participating in today's special magistrate hearing, and I'm going to review the process by which today's hearing will be conducted. Make sure your device is muted.
There's something going on with your.
Can you raise your volume, Pilar, or fix your mic? Your audio is not that good.
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, but a little louder if possible.
Okay. Good morning, and thank you for participating in today's special magistrate hearing. I will review the process by which today's hearing will be conducted. Make sure your device is muted at all times unless you are giving testimony on a case. If you are using two devices to participate in today's hearing, be sure your audio is only enabled on one device. If you're registered in advance of today's hearing, your case will be given priority when your case is called. Your system will give you a notification that it has been given access to audio and video so that you may give your testimony. If you did not register in advance and you would like to speak on behalf of a case, when the case is called, I will ask whether there is anyone present on behalf of the property. If you want to speak, click the raise hand button to be given the ability to speak on the case. Once the magistrate allows you to give testimony on your case, please state your name, property address, and relationship to the property.
Okay, you may call your first case.
So there are no deletions or amendments to the agenda, your magistrate. So I will now proceed with reading the default citations into record.
Okay.
The first case is for Stacey Cruz, case number CTBPR 2021-00048. The property address is 1535 Northwest 123 Street. They complied, however, they did not pay. Igles de Dio Mont des Olives, case number CTMIS 2021-00022. Property address 13230 Northwest 7th Avenue, not complied, however, they paid. Francis LLC, case number SDCBT 2021-00022. Property address 595 Northeast 129th Street, not complied and not paid. Frank Echeverria, CTMIS 2021-00025. Property 13228 Northeast 3rd Court, not complied and not paid. Frank Echeverria, CTSTR 2021-00003. Property 13228 Northeast 3rd Court, not complied and not paid. Gumo Corp, CTFOB 2021-00003. Property 1529 Northwest 119th Street, not complied, not paid. Gumo Corp, CTMIS 2021-00024. Property 1529 Northwest 119th Street, not complied, not paid. Gumo Corp, CTNUS 2021-00009. Property 1547 Northwest 119th Street, not complied, not paid. Hector Dural, case number CTBPR 2021-00044, property 645 Northeast 129th Street, not complied and not paid. Mazal Investments 31 LLC, case number SDCBP 2021-00021, property 13625 Northeast 6th Avenue, not complied, not paid. Renee Roberto Gill, CTTRA 2021-00011, 1440 Northeast 141 Street, not complied, not paid. The White House Condo, CTNUS 2021-00010, property 13700 Northeast 6th Avenue, complied, not paid. And the last case is Berklow LLC, SDCBT 2021-00023, property 12906 Northeast 6th Avenue, complied, not paid.
And I need to these were the civil citation tickets, correct?
These were the default citations.
Okay. Okay, and do I need to affirm the tickets?
Correct.
Or did I do that at the last hearing?
No, I believe you need to confirm the tickets, Magistrate.
Say that one more time?
I think that you need to confirm the tickets.
Yeah, the
I need
city
to-
would affirm, yes, ma'am.
Yes. you
We're
need to
requesting
Okay.
that you would affirm the ticket.
Okay, and so everything that has been read into the records has been affirmed.
Okay, thank you. And as you can see, there are no citation appeals, so there's none for me to call this morning.
Okay, so we'll move right on to code violation. You can call your first case.
Under new cases, the first case, it's for Irma Eliasin, case number MHBIO 2020-00115. This is a new case for property 1033 Northwest 120th Street. This customer is in our Zoom meeting as Shivanis Eliasin.
Are they here?
Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna enable the audio and video at this time. Shivanis Eliasin, I apologize if I'm butchering your name, but please accept the invitation to be invited into the meeting. Need you to enable your audio and your video, please. Shivanis Eliasin, can you please enable your audio and your video? Can you enable your audio, please? Thank you. Madam Magistrate, would you like for the clerk to swear him in at this time?
Yes, please.
Sir, can you please raise your right hand for me?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Can you please raise your right hand so I can swear you in, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
All right.
Gary?
Yeah, this is for 1033 Northwest 120.
Yes.
Okay. Sir, what is your relationship to the property?
It's doing for me right now.
I'm sorry?
It belongs to me. I'm the owner.
You're the owner. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Gary?
Okay. Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property was cited to fail to obtain required permit to convert the detached garage at the rear of the property into a living space, and addition and alteration to the main house without permits. So basically, I was in the area of a complaint for the neighboring property, and I observed that this property, the detached garage, is no longer a garage. It's a living space, and there's no permits on our file to convert that detached garage to a living space.
Okay. Oh.
Sir, not
Okay,
yet.
sir.
Mr.
Hello.
Not yet, sir.
Gary, does that conclude your testimony?
Yeah, I'm finished.
Can you scroll back up to the photos, please? What am I looking at here? Go back down. Right here.
Well, that's just the address basically. But if you go
Okay.
to the picture,
Okay. Here is,
that's the detached structure that's in the rear of the property.
okay.
It's back here.
Okay.
So basically, it's supposed to be a garage, but it's no longer a garage. It's a living space.
And this is the entrance to the garage, this door
Well,
here?
suppose it wasn't not a garage anymore, yeah, but this is the fence and walkway. This is a door right there to the back here.
Okay. Scroll up.
That's the same, just from a different angle.
Okay. So in your testimony said now it's completely closed in?
Yeah, it's actually it's actually a living space. It's no longer a garage, it's a living space.
Okay. All right.
And these are our records showing it as a garage.
Okay. All right. Mr. Eliason?
That's fine.
Okay. Did you hear the testimony of the code enforcement officer?
Yeah.
Do you have
it
any?
since,
Go ahead, sir.
since I got it. It's been like that since I got it. I don't know. It's been like that. But it wasn't me who make it.
You're saying when you purchased the property that the
Yeah.
garage was turned into a living space?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you acquire the property?
What has been there since, I believe, it was 2011?
Did you get a reoccupancy certificate?
Say that again?
Did you get a reoccupancy certificate from the city?
Oh, no. I don't know how to get that.
The reason why I asked the question, Mr. Magistrate, prior to any title transfer of any residential property in the city, we required a reoccupancy certificate. And basically, we do an inspection. So if he did apply for them, during that inspection, everything would be discovered.
Correct.
So I
And-
was new. I don't know nothing about what to do, what don't do, and I don't. So that's why I leave it like that. And then it's been like that for about, I think, 10 years.
And the closing, the lien search, nothing came up that this was supposed to be a garage and not an extra room?
Maybe they really said complain if I be making that make that mistake. I don't know.
All right, Mr. Officer, what are you seeking?
Well, we're seeking adjudication, and you need to come to the building department and apply for permits and see if he can. It's a zoning issue to see if he can keep it of a living space, but it's still gonna need a permit either to return it back to a garage or to keep it the way it is. But you have to go through a process.
Do you understand that, Mr. Eliason?
Yeah, you have to go to the state to get the permit to go to the city.
Yeah, from the building department. That's the first way to start the process.
Okay. Do I need a contractor for that, or do I need
Yes. You're gonna need a licensed general contractor. Yes.
Wow. So, how many days I have?
Well, sir, I will, I do find that the violation exists. I find in favor of the city. I enter an adjudication. I know this is a lengthy process,
Yes.
but how about I give you 90 days for now? And when you come back, if we need additional time, if we see that you are moving in the right direction, you've done all the necessary steps within the 90 days that I'm giving you, then I will grant you an extension. 90 days from now, does that bring me to December? What are we?
Your next hearing is going to be November 18th of 2021, which would be 4 months.
September, October, November. So you said November what?
18th is the hearing date, but the abatement date would be November 10th.
Okay, November 10th. All right, sir, you have until November 10th. Okay?
Okay.
So I would say, you need to get on it ASAP. You said the next hearing date is November 18th?
Your next hearing date is September 16th. For him, it would be November 18th.
Got it. Okay. Sir, you got it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
The next item on the agenda is Wu Gao, case number CEZPU 2019-00045, property address 987 Northeast 131 Street. This case was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of July 8th of 2021. The fine set was $500, and this customer is signed into Zoom.
Good morning. You're still muted. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Please state your full name and your relationship to the property.
My name is Uga. I'm the property owner of the 987 Northeast 131 Street.
Okay, thank you. Officer Willis?
Good morning, Vanessa Willis, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. I did do the reinspection of the property. The only thing that he did was remove the tenant out of the rear apartment. The stove is still inside that unit. And then there's also a stove in the main structure of the home. I have included photos of what I found during the inspection. So that first picture is from the rear. This is the main house. That's the rear of the property. This is the main portion of the house where you see the computer screen. Behind that wall, there's a kitchen over there. If you go toward the left where you see the dining room set, there's another apartment back there, and that room which was locked, so there was no access. This is one of the bathrooms there. This is where one of the stoves was that they removed, and it appears that it was done conveniently for the inspection. This is another kitchen that was in the main portion of the home that was adjacent to where the stove was. Another bathroom. That's the main kitchen and the main home. So you see the kitchen area, and that's the front of the home. That's the rear, another portion of the rear of the property where there was another apartment. And this is inside. This is the unit where he moved the tenant out of there. So it has not been converted back to a single family home. He did tell me that there's one family, see the stove here, that's a separate, a whole entire,
There's no stove. It's no stove. It's a refrigerator.
right. But that's correct. That is a refrigerator, but it's a separate unit that's blocked off from the main structure. There's deadbolts. If you look at that window there in the bathroom, wait, Crystal, scroll down just a little bit, please. Go up a little bit. That door there, okay. So where you see the shower head, that window is blocked off.
No. That's legal. It's not legal. It's a legal structure here there. The
Mr.
bathroom.
Go, give us a minute, please. Allow the officer to
sorry.
reply, and then I'll give you an opportunity to respond.
Okay.
And in that bedroom, if you scroll up just a little bit, right there, that's a deadbolt, so you don't have access into the home. It must be free flowing. We should have access so that we can, access from the main structure of the house inside every room. So as you can see, basically that the house is still divided. There is no flow from the main portion of the house into all of those rooms. And then you still have, which he's saying was legal, but that's not how the violation was written. That the unit where he had a tenant, that he moved out, that it's a legal unit. I have no verification that that's a legal unit there. It should be a single family home.
And the single family home was turned into how many units? How many separate partitions?
One kitchen in a single family home.
No, you said it was divided. It was divided into how many different?
Right. It appears that there's at least 4. Like I said, I didn't have access to all of the locations inside the home, but it looks like it's at least 4 separate apartments or efficiencies.
They have a door entry.
All right. Okay, Mr. Gao, do you have any questions or statements regarding the officer's testimony?
Yes, they have the first wall and the other unit, the one in the back there, the where, that's the mother court, that's a quarter, how's it called that?
I'm sorry?
They have the one, the back unit in the back there is legal because that's is a quarter. What's the name again?
Oh, he's saying that it's a mother-in-law quarter as well.
Yes, mother-in-law and quarter. This is legal because they are allowed to have the kitchen and this. Yeah.
I can hear you, sir.
Yeah, it's allowed to. It's a mother and quarter in.
I think okay.
And then the other unit, they have an entry, but I already moved out the stove, everything, but don't use it. I use the main one, and I already told the tenants to move, and the tenant they just say they need more time because I'm selling my property soon. They tell me no, not for renting, just for I'm selling my property on the market. Since almost 3 months, more than 3 months already. I just need more time, but my tenants need more time too. I have my tenant there with me. They need more time too to move out.
Okay. All right. So right now you're saying you only have one tenant?
It's like 2 tenants, but they need more time to move out.
Okay. All right. What are you seeking, Officer Willis?
A special magistrate, they've already been adjudicated. They were found guilty and should have abated by July 8, 2021, and the fine was set at $500. And let me just, because I did not read this earlier, and it's an email. It's based upon an email from Derek Cook and the Planning and Zoning Department. I believe is a zoning manager. It says, from my perspective, the property owner needs to comply with citation CEZPU 2019-00045, issued June 26, 2019, that requires the structure to be converted to a single family use or obtain the appropriate permits and approvals to function as a multifamily use. That said, Based on the property zoning, the multifamily use is not allowed. If the property owner does not possess tangible documentation that proves that the multifamily structure is a legally non-conforming use, the property will be required to be converted to a single-family use. So that's what, I'm basing my end result, because I was not the officer who opened the violation, but I do know that it is a multifamily, does fall into the category of multifamily use. It has not been converted back to a single family use. And I have not received any documentation to say that any portion of the home or mother-in-law quarters is a legal conformity.
So this has been going on since 2019?
Yes, but they tell me they tell me to wait.
Who told you to wait?
The co-compliant, the Louis, what's the name again? I think Louis, let me check her name, 1 second.
Special Magistrate, if I may, I'm familiar with this case dating back to 2019. I actually went out to the property with the prior code officer.
Yes, Karen Lewis. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
Myself, actually, along with the building official, Steve Pizzillo, went to the property at that time. There was some information provided that that caused us to have to look into the record. I believe the property owner had stated that there were permits done for the work at the property. So we did, we never told him to hold on per se, but we were looking into it in the city to determine whether or not there were legitimately any permits on files. I believe he showed us some documents. I think he purchased the property in the state in which it's currently in, if my memory serves me correct. The discrepancy is that there was some, I believe, and Gary looks like he turned on his computer. I can't necessarily recall. Gary, maybe you can jump in. Give me 1 second. The issue that we were having was that the property was never, there was some things done to the property back before he purchased it. However, the property was never properly converted into a duplex or a multiplex. And that was where the issue lied. Currently, it sits as like a 4-unit, and it's registered, and it's currently registered with the county still as a single family. So though there was some work done, they never took it all the way through the finish line to properly convert it into a multifamily. And I believe zoning had may or may not, there was some discrepancies as well with whether or not it would even be allowed in the area in which the property currently is zoned. Gary, if you can jump in if you'd like.
Yeah, basically, what the property is a single family home with a legal guest quarter. So technically, the main house, and in the back is a guest quarter with a kitchen. So it's a single family home with a guest quarter. So as Vanessa stated, that now it's about 3 or 4. It's not supposed to be 3 or 4. It's supposed to be the main house, and in the back supposed to be a guest quarter with a legal kitchen back. That's what it's supposed to be.
What I need clarification on is whether or not he was told to wait.
Back in 2019, he was given some time. We told him back in 2019 we would come back, review the records, and determine where things stood. That officer has been gone now for quite some time. As you can see, he was never told that he would be just given an indefinite amount. He's since been to a hearing. So he knew back at the last hearing that, we were moving forward and what the state of the property was. So he was told back in 19, but that wasn't recent.
No. The back 19, and you tell Karen Lewis anything I need to contact to Karen Lewis, and so I every couple months I call her to anything update, and you guys tell me you go to the Dade County to see what exactly is it, just why they need more time. So I always contact to Karen Lewis and what's going on to my case. And there's no answer. And then last time hearing they just send me the letter. That's it. They don't give me anything.
But also, just to make it clear, he was given a clear instruction by myself and Derek Cook. We We actually met in Derek Cook office a few months back, and he was given the clear option of what he needs to do. So he did get clear instruction of that he need to comply.
Yeah, after I get the letter, after I get the letter from the hearing, that's why so I need to do something. So I go to the zoning a couple times. I spent a lot of time there and talk. He said no, it's not right. So now I'm doing eviction the tenant and selling the house because I don't want any trouble. Keep going. That's what I'm doing right now. But the tenant need more time to move. I cannot eviction any people in that tenant because I have a tenant with me in the radio. They just need more time to move.
Have you started, when you said they need more time, how long have you given them to move out?
I called them like when I'm selling the house, I tell them ready. He said he's looking.
When was the last hearing?
It's like not sure, like 3 months something ago. I don't remember. Is what I think is
February 19th.
February.
I believe it was
March,
February
March
19th.
I think March 15th.
Okay, February or March. This is a long time, sir. So as of right now.
But can you tell me how I eviction the tenant for right now, the COVID-19 season? If they don't want to move, how can I do it?
Okay, so you have not started the eviction process in court, right?
It's like you want me to do it eviction tenants in there?
Okay, sir.
This is a COVID-19 season. I don't want eviction people. I want people to find the right house and tell them move out.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Actually, Officer Willis, what is it that you're seeking?
And the and the eviction, I think, just started in the July. I think so. The court.
Special magistrate, I would ask that the fines go ahead and be assessed on the property. Go ahead and start the fine process since we've been kind of back and forth with this situation, and provision should have been made well before now. I do understand in light of COVID-19, what has been happening. However, it doesn't appear that he has done his due benevolence in order to come into compliance.
Okay, Mr. Gao?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you had something to say. I thought I saw you raise your hand.
No. My son come. I thought, wait, go.
Okay. Based on the evidence presented, I find that the violation still exists. Sir, you need to do what you need to do. Otherwise,
I know that because I just need more time to tenant go out.
I understand, but about to ratify the daily fine amount. So you're running out of time.
I know. Can you give me that last? Can you give me last 3 more months? Because I have some buyer, but I'm working on this for the tell them to move out. They're working on it too, but it's. Because they say they keep looking.
Okay, you guys are speaking over each other. Give me a second. Yes.
Special Magistrate, one concern, just to bear in consideration, if he's looking to sell the property, I'm a little leery, just considering he kind of got it under the same pretenses where I'm not certain a reoccupancy was done when he acquired the property, and so I did hear him just make mention that he's looking to sell it, and I would be a little concerned if the property does transfer title again under the same circumstances, and potentially that person not be advised on where things stand with the legality of the units.
People have the responsibility to do their own due diligence. They.
Mm-hmm. Let the big family have the big house because the house is too big and everything was additional.
Right, Mr. Gao. Mr.
Yeah.
Gal,
Yes.
my ruling is that the violation still exists and
I
the
know.
daily fine amount is now ratified, sir, which basically means that the amount is going to be accumulating daily. And so if you don't
can-
hurry up and remedy this situation, you're gonna end up with a big, lien, right? A large amount.
Yeah, I know. Can you give me last 3 months? If tenant don't go, I will eviction.
Why do I feel like you don't understand what my ruling is?
I know. I understand. You just the lien.
I don't know how else to explain it to you. You
I
were
understand.
giving time at the last hearing. They gave you, I believe, if it was in
3 months.
February, you had or March, you had 3 months, and you had 3 months to try to resolve the situation, and it wasn't done. And so today, what I find that you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything with those 3 months. And at the time, the special magistrate said, if you don't remedy the situation, you're going to start accumulating a daily fine in the amount of, what's the amount, 500?
500, yes.
So what I have done today is say, okay, since you haven't done anything to remedy the situation, the $500, the daily amount of $500 is going to start accumulating every day as $500 until you do something about it. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. That's my ruling, and have a good day, sir.
So give me one. So I still now I have started for lien for 500.
Correct.
So every day I have to pay 500.
You accumulate 500, and those 500s are going to add up if you don't do what the city told you that you need to do to remedy the current situation. This has been ongoing for 2 years now.
But I just got the letter from because I don't want to keep going back. I don't want to keep going back because
Understood.
I only
get in contact with the code enforcement officer, and I believe that Officer Officer Garrick?
Vanessa?
Beswick.
Officer Beswick. I'm sorry, Officer Beswick. Officer Beswick said that they had a sit down with you, and they basically told you the steps that you needed to take, right, to remedy the situation, sir. I can't take all day. We have a lot of cases.
I know.
So get in contact with Officer Willis, and if you have to have another sit down with the officers so that you know exactly what needs to be done, you can do that. But we have to proceed. We have to move on to the next case. So have a good day, sir.
Okay,
Bye.
thank you. Bye-bye.
The next case on the agenda, it's Neil Rodden, case number MHBIO 2020-00092. This is a new case for property 2075 South Hibiscus Drive. Gary Beswick is the officer.
Good morning, Mr. Neil Rodden. You're on mute. If you can unmute yourself and identify yourself and your relationship to the property.
Yes, my name is Neil Roden.
Your relationship to the property, sir. We can hear you. Your relationship to the property.
Oh, I'm the owner. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Officer Beswick?
Madam
morning,
Magistrate,
Gary
he needs to be sworn in. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sir, can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property was cited for install wooden deck and irrigation system landscaping installation. I met him. I met Mr. Roden a couple of days ago. He's in the process of getting a permit. So basically, at this point, we just need an adjudication with an abatement date.
All right, sir,
Yes, ma'am.
anything you want to add?
No, I did get the irrigation resolved and the tree resolved. I am in the process getting the deck resolved, as I spoke to Gary the other day. The permit's in process. I paid the city. We're just getting it worked out.
Okay. All right, so based on the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Fine, in favor of the city. I will give you, well, since you're already in the process, 60 days work, Mr. Beswick?
Yes.
Okay.
That's it. Mhm.
I'm sorry. Pilar, where does 60 days leave me? I don't have a list.
September 9th is the abatement date.
You said September 9th?
Yes,
Okay, and what's the hearing date?
September 16th.
Okay. All right, sir, you have until September 9th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, that will be a daily fine amount of $500. Okay?
Let me ask you, can I ask you a question, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
I sold my property. So I'm trying to, get this expedited the best I can. I have, construction over here working with the city to get it all kind of resolved and worked out. I'm going to, the owners may want to take on the responsibility of the permit. I know there's a $5,000 escrow that they would have to put up and kind of work with the city. They have a year at that point to
Let
get
me
it
interject you
resolved.
for a minute. If you already sold it, they're not eligible for the conditional agreement.
But we haven't closed yet. I mean, it hasn't been.
So it's not sold.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pending. It's pending. All of this you got out there. But it's got to be resolved. Either I'm going to deal with it, they're going to deal with it, or I'm ripping it out. One of the two things. It's going to be resolved.
And just want to be clear.
But I'm just trying to, I guess, if I may ask how that process kind of works. Is this the right forum for that, or maybe I should?
Well, I can get information, but since you already applied for it, it shouldn't be a long process. It's just for the permit to be issued and call for inspection. So,
Okay.
my opinion, I think you should follow through since you haven't closed it. Just basically follow through with the permit, get a permit issued, and just call for inspection the next day.
Perfect. Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
All right, have a good day.
Okay. Bye-bye. I love the pledge.
Thank you.
The next property has two cases for Mylene Philippe and Ania Montano. Case MHVIO 2020-00099 and case RCCOR 2020-00009. Both are new cases for property 2370 Northeast 135 Street. This customer is in Zoom, which is Alex Martinez.
Okay. Good morning, Mr. Martinez.
Good morning, Madam Magistrate. This is Alex Martinez on behalf of the property owners, Mylene Felipe and Ania Montano. Property address is 2370 Northeast 135th Street, North Miami.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Mr. Beswick,
Oh.
you wanted to add something?
Well, I understand what Mr. Bestwick did. Especially there's two matters pending. One is an AC matter, and the other one is a transfer or a sale. I guess not getting a CO. The problem, and I don't even know that Mr. Bestwick realized it when it all happened. I believe that there was a mistaken transfer when all this happened. So this has to go back. There was an original, and I don't even know which transfer Mr. Bestwick was referring to when he said that there wasn't a CO that was gotten, and this is for an apartment that has been occupied by a JetBlue pilot. So to begin with, there has been, I guess, three supposed transfers since 2014. That was a transfer that actually put, and I ask that you take a record of, you know, the court, all filings within the county recorder's office. But there was a transfer or a sale at that point in time back in 2014. I do not believe that this is Mr. Bestwick's transfer that there was no CO given. At that point in time, there was Miss Felipe was put on title because there was a purchase, I'm guessing from my information. And then there was a Berta Perez. Then subsequent to that, I don't know why, there was a quitclaim deed prepared by some person who does not seem or purport to be an attorney or anyone qualified to. But that quitclaim deed added, there really wasn't a change. It was just an adding of Berta, Miss Berta, who was on the original deed, transferred to her interest, to basically adding an Ania Montano. This deed is defective. So it should, although it was recorded, it is defective because it doesn't give the right unit number within the legal description. The unit number in question is Unit 306. This deed that added supposedly Miss Montano and removed Miss Perez refers to Unit 305. So therefore, it's a defect. That would have to be repaired regardless if that is what the people wanted at the time. And all of these had joint registration. Then there was another deed, which is the one that I believe Officer Bestwick has an issue with, of not getting a CO, even though it's just a transfer of ownership. It's not really a sale pursuant to this. There is another deed where Miss Felipe and Miss Montano basically leave the property to Miss Montano. In my professional opinion, as been doing real estate law for 20 years, these are all defective because of the nature of being quitclaim deeds. The real ownership and what should be reflected should be the original owners from 2014. So this is a technical, all of these deeds would either have to be remedied by a corrective deed and all of that. And then subsequently, if this is what they desired, then there would have to be, I guess, theoretically a CO, even though there really isn't a sale pending. But I understand the need for a certificate of occupancy. But because of a technicality, there has not been a real transfer of the property because you're transferring something that you don't own.
Well, according to the property appraisal office, there was a transfer of title. Are we concerned about the title being transferred from one thing to another? Even if you own the property and you add somebody to it and add them to it, it's a transfer. So,
Mr. Bestwick, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I understand you completely. The problem is you can't transfer what you don't own. Just because the county recorder's office records a document does not make it a transfer legal. And they may update it, but there is a mistake in the original transfer. So any subsequent transfer to that, you cannot transfer what you don't own. And when the original transfer was made, it was made to a different unit in that apartment building. So every subsequent transfer after that, you can't transfer, once again, what you don't own. What was transferred was Unit 305, and they didn't own Unit 305. So both, there is a problem with the transfer, and there's a problem with what has been put in the county recorder's office. So there's never been a transfer. Legally, there's never been a transfer. If not, there is a cloud on title. There's never been a transfer. These documents, although they are recorded, they're transferring a unit that doesn't belong to any of these ladies.
Okay. You wanted to say something, Mr. Bestwick?
Yeah. Basically, I just go by what the county records, what it shows and stated, and according to the county record, there was a transfer of title. So that's why I cite them for the failure to obtain an approved recompense certificate. That's what I go by what the county record stated.
I 100% understand what you are saying, sir, and I get what you did, and I get what was done, and what I am informing you, and you have it in front of you because you have those county records, and I can point you to the actual document if you want to look at them. There was the original, like I said, quick claim, a corporate warranty deed back in 2014. Fantastic. That is a perfect record, and it refers to Unit 306 being transferred, which is the unit that you cited. Yet the subsequent transfer to that lists a quick claim deed of Unit 305. So there was never a transfer. Once again, the county recorder is bound. If you present a document to record it, they recorded it, and they receive instructions, and they receive a document saying, we are transferring Unit 306. So they just type it in. But no one in the county recorder's office took the time to realize that there was an error on this document. Therefore, legally, this property has never been transferred. Yes, I understand 100% what you're saying, that the county recorder is saying that the property was transferred. But when you actually look at the documents, it was never transferred. The owner legally of this property, as reflected, because these are erroneous transfers, subsequent to that should be the original owners, which would be Alberta Perez and Mayalin Felipe. That's what should be reflected.
So
let me interject here. Mr. Martinez, who do you represent?
I represent Mayalin Felipe and Ania Montano because that's who hired me, because they gave me this document. My clients don't even know that I discovered this because I received all of this information last night so that I could make this determination. I discovered this last night before this hearing.
So there are the current owners, right?
Yes.
Of Unit 306.
Correct.
Okay. And so what you're saying is that legally it wasn't a proper transfer.
That is 100% correct, because what was transferred was Unit 305.
305 and not 306.
And not 306.
Okay.
So,
and Mr. Beswick, your violation is that they have not obtained a certificate of occupancy.
Reoccupancy.
Correct? A reoccupancy.
Mm-hmm.
And Mr. Martinez is saying because of the defective deed, they're not able to obtain the certificate of occupancy.
Well, no, they did technically, and this is just technical. Technically, they didn't have to obtain a CO because there was never a transfer. There was never a transfer. Now,
okay, so let me answer this question then.
And I understand this. I have to go back, just so that you're aware, Madam Magistrate, I have to go back and get signatures to do corrective deeds, and at the same time get the CO. I have to do all of these things regardless, and I have to inform my clients that whatever they did in the past is all wrong. So all of this has to be corrected, and I know that eventually a CO has to be done but for example, Miss Montano, who is one of my clients who hired me, doesn't even know that she legally doesn't own this property. Legally, she does not own this property. It's the original people who had the CO and everything was fine. Legally, that hasn't changed. It's just the county recorder's office just takes documents based on what is given to them for recording and records them. Fantastic.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Matt, 2 questions. Question 1.
Yes.
Who legally own the property?
Who legally owns the property is based on the last the legal owners should be listed as Mayalin Felipe and Berta Perez.
And that was transferred from 2014, correct?
That was the original sale from a Florida limited liability company to these 2 ladies with full rights of joint survivorship. And that was prepared as a corporate warranty deed.
Okay, so according to our records, even in 2014, they did not get a reoccupancy certificate. So a reoccupancy certificate is required for this unit.
Okay, I'm not debating. This
is what I'm going to do because we can't spend all day on this.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
going to table this for 30 days. And you, Mr. Beswick, and you, Mr. Martinez, you guys talk this through. And then we'll have a hearing on it again. Maybe the city attorney's office can also participate in this conversation, and then we'll see how we can proceed. My Pilar, what's the next one? 30 days?
30 days would be a different magistrate's hearing. Do you want to hear this again yourself, or?
Well, I don't want to prolong this too long, so 30 days should be fine.
Magistrate,
Mr. Beswick, what do you think?
No, just so we'll make it clear. Regardless of who owns the property, it's in violation of our ordinance. So just make that part, just as long as we clear, regardless of who owns it, it's a violation on the property for failure to obtain an approved reoccupancy certificate, because nobody have obtained any.
So none has been done since the transfer,
we don't have none.
What is it, 2014?
Not even that. We don't have that. So nothing has been done.
Nothing has been done. Okay.
So
how about that, Mr. Martinez?
Madam Magistrate, I do not have information, nor I cannot neither confirm nor deny that. I would appreciate the 30-day tabling because I would like to fix all of this. I like the opportunity, and as an attorney that I'm involved and I will continue to be involved, I want to fix this. It's not that I'm trying to not fix it or not be involved. So I'm fine with the 30 days. I will gladly speak with Mr. Beswick just to clear it up, fix it. However, whatever document I need to get to fix it and properly have the conveyance and properly have the CO, I think I should be able to do it with the CO, especially getting the CO and getting we haven't even discussed the other issue, which is an AC unit that was repaired during COVID or replaced because it conked out, and my client informs me that there was an inability to get stuff because of COVID and that. So it's literally 30 days. I believe that both matters can be resolved to Mr. Beswick's satisfaction. That's what I believe. I don't think these are difficult fixes. It's just going through the right parameters. So I do appreciate the 30 days so that I can speak to Mr. Beswick. I'm sure that we can be in contact and get it resolved to the satisfaction, which I know is the intent of the city, which is have people in compliance. It is not the intent of the city. I fully believe that to punish people or fine them or anything. They just want compliance for the safety of everybody.
Let me ask you, Pilar, when is my next date? Because I don't know if I want to put this on another magistrate.
September 16th is your next date.
September 16th?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we'll deal with this later because September 16th, I'm out of town.
Special Magistrate, may I?
Yes.
The city would ask that before you make your ruling that you would consider definitely hearing the case yourself the next time, even if that is beyond September 16th, but that you would enter an adjudication today.
Okay. No, the reason why I wanted to table it before I enter the adjudication, I wanted to get the city attorneys involved and as well as give Mr. Martinez and Mr. Beswick an opportunity to meet. Just for the record, I'm not in the country. September 7th through the 17th. And so if I'm scheduled to be a magistrate for the 16th, we may have to, consider another magistrate for that day.
I wanted to also add, and I don't know if the city attorney could possibly speak to it, but there is language in our code that speaks to title transfers and the responsibility of the responsibility of that being on the property owner to communicate that to the city. My concern is that because we're not only dealing with the reoccupancy, but we're also dealing with a construction without permit issue, you know, there is some liability there and some concern, obviously, from the city's perspective. I don't know, Madam Malebranche, if you're able to, there is language in Chapter 21 that speaks kind of to this issue. And I don't know if, Madam Magistrate, if, because you're not going to be here, if you want to look at that right now.
Like the magistrate wants to table it, I think honestly that would be good because we need to, I don't know what's going on in the case and I would need to do some research to find out the facts and, you know, which part of the code would support it.
And in that case, let's just leave it for the 30 days. And the 30 days, I think we said was
August 19th.
I'm sorry?
August 19th.
August 19th. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. Thank you. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank
Madam
you.
Magistrate, is this on both cases?
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
like to let the cases run together. So yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a very good day.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
The next case on the agenda is 2100 Alamanda LLC, case number CEB PR 2021-00005. The property address is 2100 Alamanda Drive. This case was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of July 8th of 2021. The fine set was $500. This customer is in Zoom.
Mr. Estimable, you're going to need video in order to give testimony. It looks like you're only signed in with your audio. James Estimable.
Can we get him off mute? So can we unmute
I
him?
sent him, yeah, I sent him an invitation to unmute himself. Oh, there he goes. James?
Hello?
All right, we're going to skip past the case, Madam Magistrate, until he can sign in with audio and video.
Okay.
The next case on the agenda is Andy Sosa, case number CERCB 2020-00085. This case was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of May 6th of 2021. The fine set was $500. The property address is 860 Northeast 142 Street. This customer is in Zoom.
And Mr. Sosa, if you would accept the invitation to unmute yourself and start your video.
Can we swear him in, please?
Sir, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, sir, what is your relationship to the property?
I'm the owner.
Officer Willis?
Morning. Good morning. So this case was heard. He was found guilty and was supposed to abate the violation by May 6, 2021. At the time of the reinspection for today's hearing, the RV still remained on the property. So right now he's not in compliance.
Mr. Sosa,
Yes.
what's going on?
Well, I had a little legal issue with the property. I had acquired that property through my neighbor who passed away 3 years ago. And then 3 years, all of a sudden, these family members came out of nowhere. Where I lived 20 years next to her, she never had family members. And I had to go through some legal issues. I had to hire a lawyer and everything. So I don't have the money to do the survey and all that. That's what was holding me back. I had to spend about $9,000 on a lawyer. So that's
basically what happened. But I am in the process of selling the property. I have a closing date of 8/10. So before 8/10, that trailer is going to be out of there.
Eight, 10. Okay. All right. It's already been adjudicated, correct?
Yes.
Okay. We're gonna table it for 30 days, sir, which
Yes,
brings us to August 19th. If
Yes.
by that date you have not removed it, then what is the daily fine amount?
500.
Okay, you do understand $500 per day accumulates very quickly, correct?
No, I know. And if I do it before, where do I go? Because I do plan on just leaving the state. So when I do move it, do I go show proof to somebody? Or that'll just happen when she goes to re-inspect the plate?
Contact Officer Willis and let her know.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're going to return to the previous case, 2100 Alamanda LLC, case number CEBPR 2021-00005.
Mr. Estimable, please enable your audio and video.
Hello?
Good morning, sir.
Hey, good morning.
Can you please raise your right hand so I can swear you in, sir? Do you solemnly swear and
Okay.
affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Sir, please state your relationship to the property.
I'm the general contractor for the owners of the property.
Okay.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is a case that's already been adjudicated. It was previously heard at the May 13th magistrate hearing. It was originally cited in January. In short, as of last week, compliance has not been made. No permits have been obtained for the restuccoing of the property.
Okay. Mr. Estimel?
I think probably about a month ago, we're in the process of obtaining a permit. Right now, the city was requesting an appraisal. We just got the appraisal last night. So I'm just here just to request an extension for the city to approve the appraisal for us to have the permit issued. So we do have a permit on filed. We're just waiting for it to be approved.
Okay. Do you see that they have the application on file?
Yes, I'm showing that they submitted an application to the city back in May. I'm showing that it was denied June 1st, stating that they needed to submit some documentation to the city. So yes, I do show that information.
Okay. So you're saying that the reason it was denied is for the appraisal?
If we pull up in records, Crystal, if you can pull up my property reports. I can see exactly why it states. It shows, I think, flood denied it. I would have to look at the comments to see exactly why.
Mr. Estimable,
Yes.
do you know what some of the requirements are?
Yes, flood denied because they needed a FEMA substantial improvement appraisal. So I just received it yesterday.
I see. Okay. All right. Since this matter has already been adjudicated, we can table it for, how long do we want to table it for?
I would let's keep it as short as possible because this is a stuck-on permit. So, it shouldn't be no longer than 30 days.
Okay. So 30 days, sir. We'll reset it till August 19th.
Okay, no problem.
Good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
The next case on the agenda is for Anais Rios, case number CEBNP 2021-00001. This is a new case for property 1965 Exora Road. Customers in the Zoom meeting under Daniel Rios.
Hello? Good morning.
Yes, sir. We can't see you. Can you turn on your camera?
I don't know how to do this. Video. 1 second, please. How can I put the camera here?
The camera?
Yes. No, there's no working. That thing. I'm gonna try my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. All right. What is it? Good morning.
Hello, sir. They're gonna swear you in.
Please raise your right hand, sir. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Sir, what is your relationship to the property?
I'm the owner.
Okay. Officer Perez?
Good morning, Officer Perez of the City of North Miami Code Compliance Department. Today we're hearing the case in regards to the property at 1965 Exora Road. This case was actually previously opened by Officer Karen Jean Lewis, which is no longer with us, and I am taking over the case. At this point in time, essentially it came out as a complaint regarding a rear structure that was built with a barbecue. As of my final reinspection, they had not secured a permit. They had applied for one. So right now it's a pending permit. The city is just seeking for an adjudication as well as granting them the time for the permit to be finalized.
Okay. Based on the evidence presented by the code enforcement officer, we find that the violation does exist. Find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. See. Sir, you have until, what is the abatement date for, let's see, August, September. Should we give, how long are you requesting, Mr. Perez?
I'm not sure exactly what the caseload is at the building department, but I do know sometimes they take a little bit when it comes to these permits. We could set it up for your next hearing and see where we are there.
Okay. What is my next hearing, Pilar? Not September.
November 18th is your next hearing with an abatement date of November 10th. November 10th.
Okay. All right. Mr. Rios, you have until November 10th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $500, sir. Okay?
Understand.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
The next property has two cases for Elizabeth Mugara Gomez. The property address is 13506 Northeast 22nd Court. Case number MHVIO 2020-00068, which was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of July the 8th of 2021. The fine set for that case was $250. And the second case was also previously adjudicated with an abatement date of July 8th, 2021. And the fine set for that case was $250. It's customers in Zoom.
Ms. Mugara, please enable your video and audio, and also Spanish translator if you can join us. Translator, would you mind communicating to the resident to enable her video and audio?
Hola, buenos días. ¿Pudiera, por favor, pudiera ahora, por favor, quitar, poner su, es que no la escuchamos, si pudiera poner su audio. No, es que no se escucha, no se, ok, muy bien, muchas gracias.
Ya, gracias.
I'm going to be swearing her in.
Bien, entonces vamos a estarla jurando.
Please raise your right hand.
Por favor, levante su mano derecha.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Ma'am, you speak English or you need the translator and interpreter, I'm sorry.
En español.
Okay, so can you repeat the, you repeat the, what is it? In Spanish, please.
Sure. Ok, entonces, usted jura solemnemente estar diciendo la verdad y nada más que la verdad en nombre de Dios.
Sí, juro.
All right. Ask her what is her relationship to the property.
¿Me pudiera decir cuál es su relación con la propiedad?
Soy la propietaria.
I'm the owner.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Beswick.
Good morning, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. This case will be already being heard, so basically I think we need update of where she is with the permits.
You said it's already been adjudicated?
Think so.
Yes, I read that into record, Ms. Magistrate.
I didn't hear you, Pilar. I'm sorry.
I read it into record that their abatement date on both cases was July the 8th, and the fine was $250, which was set.
Got it. All right. So go ahead, Mr. Beswick.
Yeah, so basically we just need an update of where she is with the permit.
Okay.
Bien.
Mr. Interpreter.
Bien, entonces, ok, entonces, como este caso ya se había visto antes, ahora lo que estaremos pasando a hacer es que lo que necesitamos de usted son actualizaciones con respecto a lo que tenía que hacer de cumplimiento.
Bueno, yo presenté el caso, tengo un número de caso que es BAD 00 2021 00029. Presentamos los planos. La ciudad me respondió a los planos estructurales. Estamos esperando la respuesta de la ciudad de electricidad y de plomería, según me dice el contratista, para entonces ya presentar de vuelta los planos definitivos, y ya la solicitud de los permisos están. Estamos ahora esperando respuesta de la ciudad para la segunda parte de presentar. El arquitecto está esperando que la
Translator,
ciudad...
can you translate, translator?
Yeah, you have to ask her to stop, so that you're able to translate back to us. I don't know if you're taking notes, but she just said a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I know. Don't worry. I know. So, okay. So we have already presented plans to the city. All right, sorry, I was reading the notes about that. So so I have already presented my plans to the city. The case number is BAD 002021000029. And so I have already presented plans to the city, and I'm just waiting for the answer. Of the city. These are structural plans for electricity and plumbing.
Okay. Are you able to pull that up, Mr. Beswick?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now.
Okay.
Entonces, ahorita en este momento lo que están haciendo están buscando los planos.
Could you tell her that her plans was denied on June 21st, and ask her if her contractor made a correction to the denial?
Entonces, mire, en junio 21, el plano fue denegado. ¿Usted ya habló con su contratista para que el contratista haya hecho los cambios correspondientes?
Sí, él me dijo que que el arquitecto estaba esperando para hacer esos cambios las respuestas de que esos cambios habían sido, que que denegaron fue en la parte estructural. Esto fue lo que me dijo el contratista. La verdad yo no sé mucho de esto. Pero que para hacer el cambio, el arquitecto estaba esperando que le respondieran la parte de electricidad y de plomería para hacer el plano completo y volverlo a enviar.
¿Electricidad y qué más, perdón?
Y plomería, que por eso es que no se ha enviado de vuelta, porque el el arquitecto quiere hacerlo todo de una vez.
Okay, so yes, what the contractor told me is about this tonight is that it was just the structural part of the plan, and so the architect is waiting for the answer on electricity and plumbing, so he can bring all together. To be honest, I do not know much about it, but this is what they have told me, that they're waiting, that the architect is waiting to have the electricity and plumbing too, so he can bring the three of them together.
Okay, just so you can tell that it was denied by structural, mechanical, building.
Entonces sí, fue denegado por estructura mecánica del edificio.
¿Y eso qué quiere decir?
And what does that mean?
Well, it's best for our contractor and need to contact the different trade inspectors that make the denial, and so you need to contact the building department.
Mire, es que lo mejor que debería de pasar es que usted debería de estarle diciendo al contratista que el contratista se contacte con el inspector que le hizo la negación.
Es él, es Gary, y el contratista me dijo el lunes que había hablado con él, que él está al tanto del caso.
Well, the contractor, since you are the inspector, Gary, and well, the contractor told me that he spoke with you on Monday.
No, I didn't spoke with not this Monday. No, I spoke with him a long time ago.
No he hablado con él, en mucho tiempo.
All right. This is what we're going to do. Since this has already been adjudicated and she is, in fact, working with a general contractor to try to get this matter done, I was going to actually, Officer Bestwick, what are you looking for today?
You can table it.
Okay, so let's give her until, let's put her to November 18th.
Okay.
Okay, in the meantime, Ms. Gomez, I don't want you and your contractor to just sit back. I do need you guys to work with the city to try to get this matter resolved so that when we see each other again on November, you know, that we can see that this issue is moving along and progressing. Okay? Mr. Interpreter?
Entonces, entonces eso es lo que vamos a hacer. Como usted se muestra que de hecho está trabajando con un contratista general, le voy a estar dando hasta el día noviembre 18. Le estaré dando hasta noviembre 18 para que usted pues esté trabajando con su contratista, al igual que con la ciudad, para tratar de resolver esta situación. Entonces, esperemos que para noviembre ya este problema se esté moviendo y esté con progreso.
Okay, muchísimas gracias.
All right, ma'am, have a good day.
Ok, señor, que tenga un excelente día.
Igualmente, gracias.
You too, thank you.
The next case on the agenda is Siegel, case number CERCV 2021-00026. It's a new case for property 12931 Oleander Road. This customer is in Zoom under Alejandro Lopez.
Mr. Lopez, if you can enable your audio and video, please.
Good morning. Is it still morning? Good morning, Mr. Lopez.
Good morning.
All right, swear him in, please.
Sir, can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say
I do.
Thank you.
Sir, what is your relationship to the property?
I own the property with my wife.
All right, thank you.
Good morning, Code Compliance Officer Perez with the City of North Miami. Today we're hearing the case in regards to the property located at 12931 Oleander Road. This case was actually opened by Code Enforcement Officer Karen Jean Lewis, which is no longer with us, and it was handed over to me regarding a trailer that's being stored in the front of the property. As of my final reinspection, the trailer still remains on the property and no variance has been obtained. The city is seeking an adjudication.
Okay, Mr. Lopez, this is such an easy thing to fix. What's going on?
Nothing. The notice got put on my door, and I received the notice a while back, and I called because initially there was a boat on the trailer, so I wasn't sure if the issue was the trailer or the boat. I called, left a couple messages. No one got back to me. And the notice that was posted on my door, my mother-in-law was in town. She removed the notice, put it in the pile of mail, and we didn't see it. My wife found it when she came back from vacation, and I've removed the trailer since. It happened, I think, on Monday, the trailer removal. So they go back and check, it's not there anymore.
Okay, we could table it for 30 days and I'll reinspect.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
The next case on the agenda is 12350 Northeast 6th Ave LLC, case number MHVIO 2018-00050. This case was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of June 8th of 2021. The fine set was $250. The property is 12350 Northeast 6th Avenue. The customer is in Zoom under Francis Jacob.
Or are they at the City Hall?
No, he signed into Zoom.
Okay. Crystal?
Mr. Jacob, please accept your invitation to enable your audio and video.
Hello, good day. This is Francis.
We can't see you, Mr. Francis.
Okay.
Awesome. We can see you now.
Thank you.
Can you please raise your right hand, Mr. Jacob? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Mr. Jacob, what is your relationship to the property?
Manager, managing member.
Okay.
Okay.
Officer Beswick.
Yeah, good morning, Gary Beggs for the City of North Miami Building Department. As stated, the property was cited before and found guilty. And basically, it was in the process of obtaining a permit. But Mr. Jacob went ahead and proceed with a complete renovation of the property without first obtaining the permits.
Okay. Mr. Jacob?
Crystal, can you show the current pictures? You didn't see more pictures? Okay, here we go. Okay, so basically, these pictures are recent pictures that he went ahead and started full construction without a permit. So what we're seeking is to let the fine start to run.
What's the lady fine?
I think it was set at $250, but if we are asking to increase it if possible.
Wow, that's a lot of work.
A lot of work, and even after that day, they still went ahead and continue I'm working on the west side of the property, on the ground.
Okay, Mr. Jacob?
Okay, I don't disagree with anything Gary said. I believe, he's very straightforward. This is kind of a long story. So what happened is there is a process number and a full set of plans in the building department for the last 3 years. And it's a complicated job where we were initially going to convert that corner, which was a restaurant, into a mixed-use retail with 4 bays and residential on top, sort of lofts, which would sort of bring the area from, what I consider a blighted condition into something more that the city would be interested in. After obtaining most of the permits from the county, which is Durham, WASA, fire, a multitude of things that took quite a long time, delayed obviously by the pandemic. We're fully approved in that area. We decided to turn into a different direction, which was to acquire the rest of the parcels on that corner, which is 6 separate parcels. So what we were in the process of doing is cleaning the property and making it into an office. So when we do decide to move forward with putting up a 10-story building there on that corner, we would have an office to display the rendering there. And yes, we did it without permits. I'm not denying that. Now, we did go into the building department last week to try to give them something to show them that we're not just, trying to disrespect them, but they said, no, we need a full set of, plans and so forth, which I have no problem doing. But, in order to continue or to increase the fine, I find a bit egregious. I'm not, it's not really my decision. I'm trying to be as forthright with what our plan was. Yes, we did move forward with doing work without a permit. And yes, we will correct it. So I believe I only need about 30 days to have a full set of plans approved for what we've done in there. It's really not a complicated job. So there's not a zoning issue. There's no water or electric issues there. So, I'm asking for 30 days to get a permit. So after that, if you want to run the fine, I'm all good with that. I have no excuses.
We're asking the file to start, Your Honor.
Say that one more time.
We are asking the fine to begin.
I'm going to have to agree with the city, Mr. Jacob. That's a lot of demolition. That's a lot of work. And, as sophisticated as you guys are, and I know that the intent is to beautify the city, but there's a proper way of doing it. And a permit should have been obtained. A proper permit should have been obtained. I'm not going to increase the amount. I'm not sure why it was set so low, but I will ratify the $250 daily fine as of, what was the date? What was the abatement date?
8th,
Retroactive to 8 what?
June the 8th.
Retroactive to June 8th. All right, sir. Good luck to you.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much.
The next item on the agenda is item number 45, Roger Gonzalez, case number MHVIO 2020-00213. This case was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of May 6, 2021. The fine set was $500. The property address is 1580 Northeast 141 Street. This customer is in Zoom.
Swear in, please.
Sir, can you raise your right hand?
Can you unmute yourself? Unmute yourself, sir. Mr. Gonzalez, unmute yourself.
Okay. Hi.
Hello. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Sir, what is your relationship to the property?
I am the owner.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, my goodness.
Good morning, Mr. Gonzalez. This is Gary Bezic from the City of North Miami Department. Where are we with the permit?
Yeah, I present the permit last February, and I received the corrections in April. I work with the architect Alberto Cabarrocas, who is responsible for modify the corrections, everything. He told me that he spoke with you. Your request from him, like termite report. I don't know if this one is correctly.
No, not me. I don't make those requests. No, he didn't speak to me. No.
Oh, okay. He never speak with you.
Well, not about a termite report. I don't make those recommend. I don't make those requirements. So that's not me.
Okay. It is the situation right now. I am trying to work hard with this guy because this guy coming forward for many times and these plans and tell me different histories. And I try to work with him, but it's impossible to work with him. I need an extension because I gotta go to change everything, and I contact one attorney because I gotta go to put a Zoom in this guy because it's very, very complicated for me at this time.
Are you locally?
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Are you locally?
Yeah.
Okay. So how much time you see?
Yeah. Give me the best time you can do it because again I gotta go to change the architect everything because let me show you. I have the contract with the Miguel Brizuela. It is the attorney that I contact because I gotta go to put a Zoom in this company and our ARC associates because he's in default with me for a long time. This process is very complicated, dangerous, you know.
Mr. Magistrate.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and I'm pushing for your November hearing.
Okay. You wanted to table it for a future date?
Yeah, for the November date. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll reset it, sir, to November 18th.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much. Possibly. Bye.
The next case on the agenda is item 31, Levico Business LLC. Case number CEMHS 2021-00012. This is a new case for property 13700 Northeast 6th Avenue. This customer is in Zoom.
Levico Business LLC, please accept the invitation to enable your audio and video.
Is anyone there?
Yeah, it looks like maybe they've stepped away from their device. Levico, are you there?
Pass it.
Oh,
Okay.
looks like they're joining now. Levico, please enable the video and your audio.
Good morning. Please unmute yourself. Okay.
There were two people, Levico. What's your name? I'm sorry, ma'am.
Patricia.
Patricia, there's two people signed in with this name?
No, estoy en el celular también por la.
Spanish translator, can we have you join the call as well? There's two people signed in. Is there anyone else or is it just her?
Entonces, como aquí se tiene que hay dos personas que están conectadas.
Voy a salir del otro lado.
Okay.
All right. Can you swear her in, please?
Please raise your right hand.
Por favor, levante su mano derecha.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you are about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
Sí.
Usted jura solemnemente que que el testimonio que estará dando será la verdad y nada más que la verdad, en el nombre de Dios.
Sí, lo juro.
Yes, I do.
Okay. What is your relationship to the property, ma'am?
¿Cuál es su relación con la? Deme un segundo para hablar. Entonces, ¿cuál es su relación con la propiedad?
Le hago el manejo a los dueños desde hace un mes. Bueno, 2 meses.
I'm doing the management. I'm doing the management for the owners. I have about 2 months now.
Okay. All right. Officer St. Louis?
Good morning, Code Officer St. Louis with the City of North Miami. This case is in regards to kitchen cabinets that, to begin with, we received a complaint from the tenant residing at the Unit 309. It was originally opened February 18th, 2021. notice of violation was mailed. I've been in communication with Andrea, who's from Gables Gate Management Company. And as of the final reinspection, she mentioned to me that the cabinets were ordered. However, the property is not in compliance. I don't have any proof of any cabinets that they ordered, or if any of the receipt showing that the cabinet should be en route for them to go ahead and obtain permits and replace the kitchen cabinet.
Okay. Mrs. I'm sorry. What is the name again?
Patricia.
Miss Patricia? Where are we with the kitchen cabinets? What's going on? I know you've been on the job all of 2 months, but what's going on? First and foremost, did you know that this matter was pending, and do you know what's required to resolve it?
Entonces, señorita Patricia, pues ya sabemos que usted pues apenas tiene 2 meses en el cargo, pero ¿qué es lo que se lleva, qué es lo que se está haciendo a cabo con con los gabinetes? ¿Sabe que estaba esto pendiente? ¿Sabe qué requisitos tiene que hacer?
Tengo unos estimados para hacer el refacing de los gabinetes. Cuando en mayo, cuando nosotros, el dueño me pasó que había por casualidad un vecino le había mandado las cartas. En mayo nos comunicamos con la inspectora y empezamos a buscar estimados. Lamentablemente la Tenan no coopera con nosotros. La llamamos varias veces para que la persona que va a hacer el refacing de los gabinetes, ella no la atiende. Al final, hace como un mes, pudo entrar, pudo medir, y estamos esperando para que él vaya a hacer el refacing de la cocina.
Muy bien. So in May is when the owner told me that the neighbor was sent the letters, and so we have been working on an estimate for the rephrasing of the cabinets. And so, unfortunately, the tenant was not cooperating a lot with us. Like we were trying to get in touch with the tenant several times, but like we were not matching. And so, just a month ago, we were able to make the measurements. And so that's on where we are right now.
Okay, so you took the measurements, and now the cabinets have been ordered. What's going on?
Entonces, ya se tomaron las medidas. Ahora, sí. ¿Los gabinetes ya se ordenaron?
Ya se ordenaron y estamos esperando para que lo instalen.
Yes, they have been ordered. We're just not waiting for them to install it.
Okay. Officer St. Louis, what are you asking?
Well, because this violation was open in February 18th of 2021, and based on the tenants, she explained to me, she showed me proof of email contact that she's emailed the property management at the time, letting them know of the issue. We're requesting for an adjudication to also give them time to go ahead and obtain the permit and complete the work.
Okay, if I take your testimony on behalf of the tenant, I also have to give the same credit to what the property manager is indicating. Is it the same tenant that she's saying that has been given a hard time to access the apartment, or are we talking about somebody else?
The same tenant. Well, I've been only dealing with one tenant. It's Santea Days. That's her name.
Okay. So her testimony is that the same tenant who's complaining about the work not being done is also not giving them access to do what needs to be done. And so,
Magistrate, can we allow the translator to?
yes, yes. Go ahead, sir.
All right. But what was the question in particular? Like,
Well-
what is it that you want me to say?
The officer gave her recommendation and then so I guess we need to repeat that.
Sure.
Yeah, but the thing, okay, so the recommendation, the thing is that then Ms. Beatriz was the one who asked about the recommendation. So that's the reason that of the confusion, because they start talking about that.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. St. Louis. What was your recommendation?
My recommendation was, because the violation was open February 18th, 2021, to go ahead and adjudicate the case and give her time to comply with the violation, with obtaining the permits for the cabinets and as well as installing them.
Okay, slow down. Go ahead, Mr. Intro.
Muy bien. Entonces, la recomendación del oficial es que, bueno, esto ya está desde febrero 18 de 2021, pero lo que se está dando recomendación al oficial es que se dé más tiempo, se dé una extensión de tiempo para que usted obtenga los permisos y se pueda hacer la instalación de los gabinetes.
Gracias. Perfecto.
Thank you. That's perfect.
Okay. Well, in that case, I do find in favor of the city. I find that the violation does exist. Property owners have until November 10th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $250.
Entonces, siendo esto así, vamos a caer en favor a la ciudad, ya que la violación sí existe. Entonces, le estaríamos dando la gerencia hasta el día noviembre 10 para estar resolviendo este problema. En dado caso que para esta fecha no se haya resuelto, entonces estaría incurriendo en una multa de $250.
Bueno, muchísimas gracias. Le agradezco a todos. Gracias.
Give me 1
Thank you
second.
very
I
much.
just realized, just a second. Pilar,
Yes.
we usually don't go past 90 days. I just realized that. So if I'm resetting everything for November, that's about what? 5 months? 4 months?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Magistrate, without you, I guess in the circumstance, seeing as you're not going to be, did we already, who's on calendar, Pilar, for September? Or
It was Beatrice, but she may not be here.
Okay, so we didn't have the magistrate. Magistrate, if it's okay with you, in that circumstance, we can, I mean, it's preferable that you rehear the same case, but in this, seeing as you won't be here, I would agree with you that, we should set it for whatever time you allow, despite whether or not there's another magistrate presiding.
Okay. So, so instead of November, do you want me to put it in September?
I would say I would be happy with that. I think the city would be happy with that.
Okay, so I'm going to amend my ruling regarding the date. Let her know that instead of November 10th, it will be September 9th.
Bien, entonces
Okay.
voy a estar enmendando mi decisión, o sea, voy a estar cambiándola. Entonces, en vez de que va a ser en noviembre 10, va a ser para septiembre 9.
Con una pregunta, de acuerdo, o sea, para los que están ahí saben, para sacar los permisos, ¿es un tiempo prudencial o voy a necesitar más tiempo?
Well, I do have a question. Do you know, like about how long does it take to get a permit? Does it take a long time? Will I need to have more time for this?
As for the permit, she will need to contact the building department and submit whatever the plans for the work that she'll be doing.
Entonces, para lo que es el permiso, usted debería estar contactando con el departamento de facturación y estarles mandando los planos de lo que usted planea realizar.
Magistrate, can I interject? To answer the question, the average turnaround time to review a new application is 14 days, a minimum of 14 days, but it can be longer based on the scope of the work. But the review process takes like up to 14 days.
Okay. And so we're in July. Her next hearing is not until September, so that's plenty of time.
Yes.
Entonces, para responder su pregunta, lo que el señor Gary quiso decir, para responder su pregunta, esto se hace en un término de 14 días la revisión. Entonces, esto es algo bastante rápido. En un término de 14 días no se hace esta revisión. Entonces, ahora lo que dice la señora magistrada es que es tiempo suficiente que se le dio.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
Gracias. Que tenga buen día.
Que tenga buen día.
Thank you very much and have a nice day.
The next property is item 40, 40 and 41. NMB Properties LLC, case number MHVIO 2020-00076, which is a new case. That property address is 1922 Northeast 149th Street. The second case is for NMB Properties LLC, case number MHVIO 2020-00077, which is a new case. However, that property address is 1946 Northeast 147 Terrace. This customer was in Zoom. Enrique Fano.
Yes, hello.
Hello, can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Sir, what is your relationship to the property?
I'm one of the property managers here.
Good morning, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. For the 1992 property, that's the office. That's the office for the company. Basically, the office was altered. They construct some new office spaces, and there's no permits on file for the new office spaces that was constructed inside that space. And just for the record, I've been going inside that office space for many years, and it wasn't like that. And there's no permits on file to make those office spaces.
Is this before or the after?
No, this is second property.
So Magistrate, she called two cases into record for this property owner, so I'm just giving you both of those.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
The second one, basically, they install central AC and upgrade the electrical panel, install the electrical panel, a new electrical panel, and there's no permits in file for it.
Okay. Can you scroll up a little bit again?
You want to see the other photos?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Mr. Fennell,
Yes.
anything you want to add? Do you have any questions for Mr. Beswick?
Are we discussing both of the
Correct.
properties right now? Okay. I have a question in one of them in regards to the AC and electrical upgrade. I mean, I'm not 100% sure about that, but my point is we didn't do it if it was upgraded or something. It was done before we purchased the property. We weren't aware of it until Mr. Beswick made us aware of it.
Okay.
So-
And when did you guys acquire the property?
In 2019.
All right. How about the other one with the building office space?
that we did do construction without a permit, and we are going to be correcting that and getting a permit.
Okay. Mr. Beswick?
Well, as he stated, yeah, they acquired the property in 2019, and prior to them, the previous owner was doing a lot of renovation and alteration to most of the spaces. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the area, but there's a lot of different warehouses. Now, some of them converted into office spaces, and sometimes the tenants go ahead and do it, but unfortunately, the property owner is responsible for whatever action the tenants take.
No, they admit to being the ones who are constructing the office space. I think that he talked about the AC unit. Was it an AC unit?
Yeah.
Because they were not aware of the new AC unit because when they acquired it, it was already installed.
Yeah, but regardless if it was already installed, we don't have anything on record for it, so they're still responsible for it.
Okay, what is the recommendation?
We are seeking adjudication and ask how much time you need to go through the process.
All right. And Mr. Fanal, how much time are you guys requesting?
I would like to request 90 days. We're going to try to do it as soon as possible, but I'd like to have 90 days if possible.
Okay. Based on the testimony presented, I find that the violations do exist. I find in favor of the city, I enter an adjudication. I will give you, actually, you might end up with more than 90 days because I'm going to reset it for November. So your abatement date, sir, is November 10th, and your hearing date is November 18th. And so I hope that you use this time wisely so you can get this matter resolved. The daily fine as to each violation is $500. Okay, with an abatement date of November 10th. Any questions?
No questions.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is item 46, Rose Mini Alliance, Chiffon. Case number MHVIO 2019-00323. This case was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of July 8th. The fine set was $500 and the property address is 740 Northeast 147th Street.
Rose, please enable your video.
You're still muted. All right. Swear in, please.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Ma'am, what is your relationship to the property?
I'm the owner.
All right, thank you. Is it Officer Beswick?
Yes. Good morning, Ms. Rose. This is Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. And I noticed that there was a change with your permit from a BVR to a BAD. So where are we with that process?
Okay, I have the permit number. I can provide it to you.
Yeah, I have the process number. So where are you?
It's in process. It's in process now. I have the permit number. I'm waiting on the zooming. It's in process now.
What was the violation, Mr. Beswick?
The violation basically, they enclose a
carport.
Yes.
Okay. All right, so she applied for the permit and it's in the process?
Yes, in the process. I was trying to look. That's what I was trying to do.
Okay. And you haven't heard anything, Miss Rose, correct?
Excuse me, can you repeat, please?
You haven't heard back from the city. They haven't denied it, or they haven't.
No, it's in the process. The file is in Zooming now.
It was denied on the 23rd, on the 22nd, was denied for building, and was denied for electric, and was denied for plumbing, was denied for flood, was denied for structural. So everything, every trade was denied. So our contractor need to make the corrections.
Did you hear that, Miss Rose?
What should I do, Mr. Buzz? I don't know exactly. What should I do?
Beswick.
Beswick, I'm sorry. Do I have to go to the city again or to Zooming?
No.
Your general contractor should know what to do.
Correct.
Do you have someone that you're working with?
Yes.
Okay. So he or she should know what to do and how to proceed. The city just rejected a permit on a whole or a list of reasons. Pretty much everything. Okay. So they need to go back to the drawing board and try to figure what needs to be done. So let's give her an extension, Mr. Beswick, since it's already been adjudicated.
Yes.
Okay. You want to bring it back before me?
Yes.
Okay. So then let's give it to November 18th. That's giving you a lot of time, Miss Rose. Don't sit on it. You need to get on top of your general contractor and hopefully get it resolved even before the hearing date. Okay? Yes. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye.
The next case on the agenda is item 23. Germán Delgado Garcia, case number MHVIO 2020-00026. This case was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of May the 6th of 2021. The fine set was $350, and the property is 1515 Northwest 128th Street.
Viviana, can you enable your video and audio, please?
Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Can you raise your right hand, please, so I can swear you in? Your right hand.
Oh,
the other right.
My bad, sorry.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
All right, sir, what is your relationship to the property?
General contractor and engineer.
All right. Go ahead, Mr. Beswick. That another one of Mr. Beswick's?
Yes.
Okay. Is this 1515, Pellar?
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Good morning, Gary Beswick for the city of North Miami. So basically, where are we with the process of getting the permit for that small structure?
What we submit for permit, and also we receive comments. I believe that there are like 3 comments from structural for and zoning is approved. I guess it is, but I need to get the structural submitted. We already did the changes. We signed off still yesterday. So we will be submitting the final revisions by tomorrow to the city. So with that revision, with the narrative of the comments, to be completed by tomorrow.
You muted, sir. You're muted. You accidentally muted yourself.
I don't expect any other comments other than that. So we should be okay with the tomorrow submission.
Okay. You can go ahead and table it, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. You're okay with me tabling it to November?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay. All right, sir. We'll see you back here on November 18th. Okay?
Hopefully we have the permit.
You're muted again.
Yeah, hopefully we have the permit and the inspection by Mr. Gary by then.
Correct. So best of luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's one last customer in Zoom, Anna Rodriguez. Can you tell me what case you're here in behalf of? Anna Rodriguez.
Please unmute yourself, ma'am, and turn on your camera.
Hi, I'm here.
What case are you here on behalf of?
I'm sorry? Yes,
Your
I'm on the
name?
back. My name is Anna Rodriguez.
What property are you here on behalf of, Ms. Rodriguez?
304 Northeast 128th Street. Am I on camera? I don't know if I turned it on properly.
No, we
Not
can't
yet.
see you.
You're not haven't enabled it yet. We're just trying to confirm whether you're on the agenda.
Okay, we received a letter.
Right, but because you didn't register, we didn't have you on. We're just trying to confirm where you are on our agenda.
Oh, it's item 43 and item 44, Roberto Abreu and Anna Abreu. Case number CEBPR 2021-00015, which is a new case for 304 Northeast 128th Street. And the second case is CERCV 2021-00046, which is a new case for the same property.
Okay, swear in, please.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Ma'am, what is your relationship to the property?
I am one of the property owners.
I'm sorry, there was a noise. What did you say?
I'm one of the property owners.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Code Officer St. Louis. This violation came in as a complaint from one of the tenants that the property owner has in the rear of the property. The first one being the CEBPR 202-10015. It's in regards to plumbing work, which I noticed upon inspection that was completed without permit on file. As of the final
Yes, so we are. I'm
just
sorry.
give me 1 second, ma'am.
Ms. Rodriguez, allow the code enforcement officer to testify.
Sure.
I've been in communication with Ms. Gladys. So as of the final reinspection, which was July 8th, there's no permit on file. Ms. Gladys did in fact inform me that she would be trying to obtain the permits for any alteration that was done on the property. And as for the second case, which is the CERCV 2021-0046, it's in regards to a camper trailer and then now a boat that's on the property for them to obtain a variance to have the trailer, boat, or the camper to be parked there at the property. As of the final reinspection, contacted the zoning department. There is no variance on file.
All right, Mrs. Rodriguez, do you have any questions for the officer, or do you wish to make a statement?
I just wanted to make a statement regarding the tenant complaint. First of all, the back tenant, the first picture you showed, that unit has been vacated, and so basically there was a wall that divided the main house and that back room. And that wall was sheetrock. We just tore it down, and that unit is now part of the main house, as it should be. The other unit, which you saw in the second picture, they are being evicted. The judge actually just gave the final, I forgot the judgment yesterday. So sometime next week, that unit will also be vacated, and all of those, and that unit wasn't completely separate from the house. It was just a door that separated, and the door was locked. So it wasn't like there was no way to pass through from the entrance of the house to the back of the house. All you needed to do was unlock one door. As as far as the plumbing, at one point, and this was our mistake, one point the tenants clogged the bathroom so badly that we had to call someone in to fix it, and they had to tear into the plumbing in that area. And that's what you saw in the pictures. That was corrected. I agree that we should have done that with the permit, and we are looking for a licensed contractor to do an after the fact permit and hopefully obtain authorization from the city for that work that was performed. As far as the camper, Gladys did submit a permit. I don't know the exact date, but I know it was after July 8th. Let me text her and ask.
All right, what is your, what are you requesting, Officer St. Louis?
We're requesting an adjudication. It would time granted for them to complete the work to obtain the permit as well as to complete the variance.
All right, based on the evidence presented, I find that the violations do exist. Also find in favor of the city entering adjudication. Ma'am, I'm giving you until November 10th by which to resolve the violation. That's more time than I typically grant. And so I expecting, at your next hearing date that these issues have been resolved. If they're not resolved by the abatement date, which is November 10th, there will be a daily fine amount as to each violation in the amount of $350.
Okay, it will be resolved by, so to be clear, if it's resolved by then, there would be no fine for this time that we're working on it.
Correct.
Okay, well, it'll be resolved by then. Thank you so much.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
The next two cases on the agenda are for Midtown of South Florida Incorporated. The customer is on the second floor of City Hall. Case number MHVIO 2020-00085, which is a new case for property 13151 Northeast 3rd Avenue. And the second case is RCCOR 2020-00007, which is also a new case on the same property.
Okay, so you can come up and I'll ask you to read in and you can do that. Oh, could it be me? No. Yeah, I know this is too low. You might need to stand up. I'm the one. That's fine.
Good morning. Can you raise your right hand so I can swear you in, please? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in each proceeding shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
You need to remove your mask. Okay.
Right. Ma'am, what is your relationship to the property?
I'm the owner.
Is it Officer Beswick's case?
Yes.
Okay.
Good morning, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property was cited for doing work without a permit, alteration or renovation, plumbing, pipes, tankless, water heater, central AC, and etc. So there's several work that was done basically to upgrade the property, but there was no permits on file. And they also have a title transfer with no reoccupancy certificate. So it's two separate violations.
Okay. Ma'am?
Yeah, I contacted a contractor. It's called A1 Contractor. I'm waiting on this.
You said you're waiting on the contractor?
Yeah, I had to submit it. They brought an engineer to get on the work. I had to do a new survey before I could submit it to you guys, and then she told me to ask for an extension. The contract people that I contacted, engineers or whatever it is, that's what I'm waiting on now.
Anyone else having a hard time?
Yeah, ma'am, can you just stand a little closer? I know there's a chair there, but if you can stand closer to the monitor.
Okay, you said if I can hear you correctly, you have hired a contractor, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and you're saying the contractor.
They did me some new survey. I got a survey done. The engineer, she went there and she told me that I had to do other things besides the the ones that are on violation. She added more, the windows, so it's in their hands, not in my hands.
Okay, are you saying that they're asking for more time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Contractors.
Which contractor you said? I missed.
A1.
We're gonna say something, Mr. Beswick.
Yeah, basically, we're just seeking adjudication on both case, and they can give her time to abate the violation.
I contacted them already like 6 months ago, or maybe even 7. It's been a while. It's, them doing whatever. He was supposed to submit it on Friday, but I also added windows to change my windows, and the NOA had expired already. So he had asked me to get it renewed then. So I got that done. So he should be submitting it to you guys maybe this week.
Okay.
Okay, Your Honor, basically, you also can give her the November 10th abatement date.
Say that one more time?
You also can give her the November 10th abatement date.
Yes, okay. Based on the evidence presented, ma'am, I find that the violations do exist. I find in favor of the city enter an adjudication. I'm giving you and your contractor until November 10th to try to get this matter resolved to progress the case, okay? Your hearing date is November 18th. If the violations are not resolved by the abatement date, which is November 10th, there will be a daily fine amount of $250 for each violation, okay?
Magistrate?
Yes.
May I add, I think I also heard the resident say that she added windows. Ma'am, if you could just not do any additional construction until you finalized the work scope with your contractor on behalf of the city, we would ask that you don't do any additional construction on the property.
Okay, I submitted everything. I don't know.
You can't. So you're here today because you did work without permits. So we're asking
I haven't done the windows. I ordered the windows, but it hasn't been done. Yeah.
So just be careful not to do it before.
I also got another one for a certificate for
reoccupancy certificate.
What is that? How do I get this done?
You have to come to the building department and apply for it.
Okay, and that's for residents?
Yes, for all residential property in the city.
Okay, I didn't know. I'll do this one.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
The next property has 2 cases on the agenda, item 21 and item 22, Ferrer Carpentier. The first case is CEFOB 2020-00032. This case was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of February 4, 2021. The fine set was $250. The property address is 13202 West Dixie Highway. The second case was CEZCU 2020-00065, also previously adjudicated with an abatement date of February the 4th of 2021, and the fine set was $250.
Why do I feel like I remember this case? Sir, can you please state your full name for the record?
My full name?
Yes.
Ferrer Carpentier.
Mr. Charpentier, do you need an interpreter?
Yes, please.
Okay. Creole?
Creole.
Okay. Is our Creole interpreter present?
Hello?
Yes. All right. Swear him in, please.
Sir, can you please raise your right hand?
Monsieur, levez les doigts tous, s'il vous plaît.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
Est-ce que vous jurez solennellement que tout témoignage va bailler pendant un moment ça là et à vérité, seulement vérité et que bon Dieu aide vous? Dis oui.
Oui.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Sir, what is your relationship to the property?
Monsieur, qui relation avec propriétaire? I'm the owner of the property.
All right. Go ahead, Ms. Sanders.
Shanna Sanders.
Mr. Sanders, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is a case for reports of previous compliance. It was previously heard August, well, I previously failed it, August 31st of 2020, whereas I inspected the property, no business tax receipt and no certificate of use had been secured with the city. We've gone back and forth for almost a year now. We're a month short of a year. As of last week, during the reinspection, still no business tax receipt in or no certificate of use. I was hoping that the business owner would be here as well, but I'll let the property owner explain, what's going on at the property and why no certificates in or business tax receipt hasn't been obtained at this time.
Donc, c'est Shanna Sanders qui c'est un co-officier accord qui lui-même était allé faire. Alors, tu as une apparition qui était faite déjà le 31 août, côté le 31 août 2020. Il était allé faire inspection et que il était ouais, que toujours pas gagné une certification qui a été fait ou bien qui a été sorti dans Villa, bureau Villa. Et que toute partie ça qui était alors ça qui était pour fait et qui s'est sorti ou bien joindre une autorisation ou bien certification et ça n'a pas de fait. Donc on y a là n'a pas opportunité ou même pour parler pour capable dire qui ça qui a passé avec le propriétaire et qui fait ça pas qu'on fait.
Mais mon frère, c'est même parti à la même mais un contracteur. Pour ce travail-là, mais le travail-là pour construire. C'est pour construire.
Well, I have the paper in hands right now. I found a contractor to do the work that needed to be done, but it's not completed yet.
Why do I feel that we've been here before? Somebody explain to me.
Because we have, we've been here before. The property owner as well as the business owner was cited for not having a business tax receipt. Long story short, the business owner came back and stated that he obtained the license, so we closed the case. Upon doing a little further review, we noticed that they were cited for both. Long story short, we came back to address the issue of the business, Top Haitian Restaurant, not for the plaza what the property owner thought he had secured. He's been going back and forth stating that he needs to obtain a grease trap. Durham has denied him from obtaining any permits because there's a situation going on with the grease trap. He's stating is costing too much money to get the grease trap repaired. But, he's still, the business owner is still running a business at the property. Every time I've inspected, he's open, fully functional, fully running. And I'm hearing the same thing, grease trap, every time I go to the property.
Okay, so tell me right now, what does the city want? What do we need to do to basically put fire under their feet to get this thing resolved? Because you said this has been ongoing for a year, over a year.
Yes, I would like an adjudication, but I would also like for the business to be closed until the license and certificate of use is obtained. So again, adjudication and for the business to be fully closed until the license and certificate is secured with the city.
Magistrate, the adjudication was already done back in February, just for the record.
So adjudication was entered in February, and now
actually January, excuse me, because they were required to abate by February 4th.
Correct.
Okay. And so, all right. So if I ratify the daily fine amount the city attorney has left, what is it that this magistrate can do to stop the business from I mean, continuing to do business when they don't have a receipt. They don't have the necessary documents or paperwork to continue to do work in the city. What is required of me, city attorney? I have already adjudicated this matter. I can ratify the daily fine amount, but they continue to do business. They continue to access the property. So what do we do? This has been going on for over a year.
Crystal, I don't know if you're versed on that part of the code, but can we order them to close down the business?
Madam Magistrate, we would have to bring a separate petition before the magistrate to discuss the shutdown of the business. But so I'll make a note to have that conversation. But I think in this setting, if we can ratify the fines, and we would have to bring something back before you, magistrate.
All right. So I'm sorry. We have to translate for the gentleman. He has to know what's going on. Mr. Interpreter?
Yes. Bon, normalement, te gen yon arbitrage qui te déjà fait depuis mois janvier et nous te gen jusqu'à 4 février pour nous te répondre à ça, pour nous te mettre en règle et ça toujours pas fait. Donc, Madame Magistrat lui-même t'a pris décision pour ratifier amende par jour là et montant amende là. Mais nous joignent que ça son bagage qui était fait déjà. Donc, arbitrage là t'est en fait, elle t'est déjà metté en amende et qui pour payer, mais malgré ça, business là toujours a marché sans que ça pour nous régler ou pas régler. Donc, il y a une demande qui fait pour yo ta fermer business là. Donc, qu'on y a là, il y a quelques l'autre dossier, il y a bien pour mener devant magistrat pour capable étudier dossier ça pour avant qu'il y ait une décision finale capable.
All right. What is the fine amount? Just remind me, please.
$250 for each case.
All right. Based on the evidence presented, I find that the violation still exists. I hereby ratify the daily fine amount of $250, and that's for each case. All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Donc, par rapport à tout ça qui est présenté là, moi, je vois que normalement, ça qui, tout bagaille est toujours même genre, le problème là toujours là. Donc, moi, ratifier montant amende par jour là, qui c'est $250 pour chaque dossier. Merci en pile, bonne journée.
All right.
Restaurant. Mais ma travail sur lui, mes papiers, mes contracteurs. Les contracteurs bon mes papiers, nous dépenser $5,000 déjà, rien pas réussi.
Okay. All right, sir. Good luck to you. I'm sorry you're going through this. Good luck to you. Okay.
Thank you.
The next case on the agenda is item 17. Jaime Lewis, case number MHVIO 2020-00104. This is a new case at property 845 Northeast 146th Street. Jaime Lewis. Can you please raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
All right. Ma'am, please state your full name and relationship to the property.
My full name is Simon Rose Lewis.
Can you remove your mask?
Oh, okay.
What is your name?
Simon Rose Lewis.
And your relationship to the property?
It's my name. It's family.
Huh?
This is my house. It's 45 Northeast 146th Street, North Miami, Florida 33161.
Thank you, ma'am.
We're going to add the interpreter, magistrate.
Okay. Do you want an interpreter? She sounds fine to me.
Yes, if you want to give it to me, I will satisfy.
Okay.
But I will try to explain.
I made the concrete behind my house. I have a man, he made the driveway for me in front of my house to take a permit.
Okay, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Let me allow the code enforcement officer to bring me up to date as to your case. I don't know what the situation is. Let the code enforcement officer speak first, and then I'll give you an opportunity to respond, okay?
Okay.
But do you want the Creole interpreter? Do you want? Okay. All right.
Good afternoon, Gary Brunswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property was cited for installation of a concrete slab in the rear of our property without required permits. And as of today, there's no permits on file for it.
Okay. Can you translate, please, Mr. Interpreter? You're on mute.
Donc, bonjour, c'est Gary Brunswick qui a parlé, qui c'est un officier de code dans partie billing, dans bureau ville dans Miami. Donc, pour propriété ça, gagner yon. Alors, le problème là, c'est que gagner yon atte qui était fait par derrière Kailan, par derrière propriété, et que pas de gagner tant que papier autorisation pour lui. Et jusqu'à présent, nous pouvons jamais autorisation ça.
Oui. C'est un monsieur qui fait, moi, il fait un driveway devant porte là, mais il prend permis. Et puis, moi, je dis comme ça que la pluie derrière chargé avec de l'eau, dans notre zone de l'eau, moi, je dis comme ça, l'elle finit parce que bon, on compte l'argent, l'elle finit fait devant, m'appelle fait derrière pour moi. Il dit oui. On a l'elle, il prend permis, il fait devant. On a l'elle, pour faire le million d'argent, moi, et puis, il dit comme ça, ok, je ne vais pas tout l'argent, parce que je connais. Ma bonne morceau l'argent parce que vous pouvez prendre permis pour faire derrière. Les gens moi ça que moi pas besoin de permis ou derrière parce que yo pas de bien. Moi dis comme ça aussi. Moi dis ça 3 fois. Les gens oui parce que c'est derrière lui yo pas de bien. C'est ça fait devant, il prend permis, il fait devant. Tout bagarre ok mais derrière yo pas de bien parce que c'est derrière lui. Moi même moi pas connais. Alors que moi, même année, moi, faire ouf, Kailan te coulé, moi, faire ouf, Kailan, moi, prends permis. Après ça, me fait barrière, moi, prends permis. Yo prends permis. C'est pas moi qui prends permis, yo prends permis. Lui même, il fait driveway avec moi, il prend permis, il explique que je ne pas connaître. Si je ne connais pas, je m'accepte ça parce que toute la pour yo prend permis. Mais lui même, il dit que moi, pas besoin de permis parce que
I actually hired a guy who did the concrete for me in front of the house and actually got a permit for it. And at the time he was doing the front, I explained to him that when it rains, there's a lot of water that stays in the back, and that when I have money, I will call him to do the concrete in the back for me, in the back of the house. And effectively, when I got the money, I called him and he came and he said that I didn't need a permit to do it and to do the back. And I said, are you sure? I asked him the question 3 times. He said, no, you do not need a permit for the back because it's in the back. That won't be a problem. If I knew it would be a problem, I wouldn't do it. The same here, I did the roof of the house. I got a permit for it. Every work I did in the house, I got a permit for all of them. But the back part, he said I didn't need a permit for it, and that's why it was done without a permit. I didn't know about it.
All right. Okay,
Yeah,
Mr. Bliss.
yeah, they did apply for an after the fact permit last year, May, but it was denied in May, and there's no movements. There's no movement since then. So they did apply for the after the fact. It was denied in May 2020, but there's no follow up since then. So basically, we're seeking adjudication and an abatement date, and for her to either call the same contractor that applied for the permit to follow through the reason why it was denied, to make a correction.
Mais genyen yon demande permis qui était faite après travail lan te fin fait là, ça c'était année passée dans mois mai. Donc il était refusé tout dans même mois mai. Donc depuis là ça pas rien qui fait, nous pas aucun mouvement. Donc demande n'a fait là à magistrat, c'est pour lui capable de faire arbitrage sur dossier et puis quitter en date limite pour capable de relayer et contracteur monde qui t'a travaillé sur lui et puis pour être capable et faire porter correction qui gagne pour porter pour ça capable avancer.
Oui, moi le monsieur qui te fait bien, il va jamais répondre moi. Non, il dit que la réglé ça. La petite chose de moi, par exemple, moi, le plusieurs fois, il va jamais venir. Après ça, moi, c'est l'autre monde, même si là, moi-même, m'aller, moi, je suis dans 125 ans, m'aller pour me faire terminer le dit non, c'est au monde qui a une licence qui pour faire. Pour lui amener au monde qui a une licence, moi, faire venir dans le futur pour moi pouvoir terminer. Lui, c'est pour ça que yo resté en permis. Yo pas bon permis.
Well, I did call the person. I spoke with him once. He said he would take care of it and he would come see me, but he never came. And they never came. And I came to the city to apply for the permit, and they told me that it needed to be someone, a licensed contractor.
General contractor.
And I called someone else, a licensed contractor, and they came to the city to apply for the permit, and it was denied.
Right. So now they need to follow up. The city tells tell them what they need to do, what went wrong, and so they need to fix that and resubmit it with the corrections to the city. Okay, so you need to contact that licensed general contractor and he or she will know what to do. I am, I'm sorry, go ahead, Mr. Interpreter.
Thank you. Bon, alors, il était refusé et Villan, monsieur a expliqué nous la raison qui fait que il était dénié. Donc, ça gain pour faire, c'est contacter contracteur licencié qui était venu faire application pour et puis pour lui capable faire toute correction qui gain pour faire et puis pour nous capable de faire. Donc, faut que nous fassions suivi sur ça.
Okay. Go ahead, ma'am.
C'est pour la notifier avant, pour la pandémie, ou bien c'est notifier pour l'aller avant, pour la pandémie?
Would they have to go to the city first to get the permit, or?
Okay.
Well, they need to see it was returned to them already, right, Mr. Beswick?
Yeah, it was denied back in May of last year. And the company that's on file is All Florida Construction.
Alors, ça me dit c'est que depuis mai année passée, ils ont refusé permis. Donc, compagnie qui était allé faire demande là, c'était All Florida Construction.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so make contact with them. They should have a copy of the I guess denial, and they'll see what needs to be done to I guess to satisfy the city. I will enter an adjudication. I do find that the violation still exists. Enter an adjudication. I'm giving you some time. Where are my paperwork? You have until November 10th, okay, to resolve the violation. So you need to make contact with your people ASAP so that they can get on it. Hopefully it can be resolved. Otherwise, I'll see you back here on November 18th. If the matter is not resolved by the abatement date, which is November 10th, will be a daily fine amount, ma'am, of $300. Okay? So basically get on it
Donc, ça gen pour faire là, c'est contacter moun sa yo, parce que s'il y a ou bien ville lan te gen tan retourner et détail yo ba yo. Donc, c'est avec yo pour parler qu'on y a, pour yo capable faire correction qui gen pour faire yo, pour capable satisfaire bureau city, hein. Vous comprenez? Donc, pour qu'on y a là, m'a barou jusqu'à 10 novembre. Donc, parce que moi, que m'a fait arbitrage là et violation a toujours existé. Donc, on a une date limite jusqu'à 10 novembre pour tout ça fin réglé. Et puis, après, là encore, le 18 novembre. Donc, le 18 novembre, le Noël, si travail n'a pas été fin fait, et dans le temps que au bon qui c'est jusqu'à 10 novembre, le ça va gagner une amende $300 qui a commencé à accumuler par jour.
Ok, si tu me demandes, c'est pour aller dans le soutien, pour aller prendre permis.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do they have to go to the city to get the permit?
Yes.
Oui.
Oh, okay.
All right, ma'am. Good luck to you.
Bonne chance, madame.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
God bless you. Good luck. All right.
Madam Magistrate, if I may, at this time, I understand that we're able to dismiss the translators.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a nice day, everybody.
Okay. Do we not have anyone else at City Hall? Because I need to take.
Still have two people. We just didn't
Okay.
need it, yeah.
All right. Let's hear their case and then we can take a break.
Next customer is item 53 on the agenda, the White House condo. The property address is 13700 Northeast 6th Avenue. The case number is CEWWC 2021-00005. This is a new case. The officer is Edmay St. Louis.
Good morning. Is it still morning? Actually, good afternoon, ma'am. Please state your full name for the record.
Kathy Perry,
What is your relationship to the property?
I'm the property manager.
Okay, swear it in, please.
Please raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in these proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Court Officer Edmay St. Louis, the City of North Miami. This violation is in regards to the roof. The property owner needs to obtain permits to have the roof repair. It was opened back in February 18, 2021, upon receiving the complaint in Unit 309 with the leaks, as well as I noticed some soffit that was missing. There's some soft spot, as you see in this picture. The roof has some type of dent. And as of the final reinspection, there's no compliance. They did went ahead and patch the soffit. However, there's no permits on file, poll for anything.
All right, ma'am.
Yes. So,
Anything you need to add? Any questions for the officer?
yes, I would like to add, the board president has put out of his pocket to do this repair because this is a building that we have a lot of people in arrears that we're working hand in hand with the attorney to collect funds for these issues that we're trying to recover with this building. We sat down with code enforcement at that time, back then, and we explained to them that we were gonna address every issue that they have as non-compliant, but it takes money as well as time. So this was a major issue that we addressed first. And I did tell the board president that we got a notice that said that we needed to get a permit for the soffit repair. So he's gonna work on that with the person that did the work. So that will be addressed, accordingly.
Magistrate, if I may, the issue is not just with the soffit repair. The issue is with the roof. There's leaks from Unit 309. There was leaks in there. The owner of that unit went ahead and patched the leaks for the tenant that's in there. But because the roof was just patched from interior, I don't know what's going on the exterior of it. So based on the pictures, there is some soft spots on the roof. The soffit fell down and, that's just a patch up. We don't know what's really going on with the roof.
All right. Based on the evidence presented, I find that the violations do exist. I hereby find in favor of the city enter an adjudication. Ma'am, I'm giving you until November 10th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $500. But up to you.
Yeah, we'll resolve it. We will resolve it. No later than next time. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Have a great day.
You too.
The next case is item number 13, Ann Pedrosa, case number CEDRP 2021-00001. This is a new case. Property address 12735 Exora Road. The officer is Vanessa Willis.
You're welcome.
City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. Is the person here? Yeah, he's here.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, sir. We finally have somebody who's much taller than the camera. This doesn't happen.
I can get on my knees if I have to. Is that better?
That's much better. Thank you. Please state your full name for the record.
My name is Guillermo Matias.
And your relationship to the property?
I am cousin of Annie Pedrosa, who is the owner of the property, and he's also her nephew.
Okay, what is your relationship? I'm sorry.
I am cousin of Annie.
You're the cousin?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Cousin of the owner, and then this is the niece of the owner?
Yes, Daniela.
Okay, where's the owner?
She couldn't make it. Right now she's going through a little like emotional time. So that's why I came back, and we came back to basically address and present to you guys all the evidences that we need in order to resolve all the inconvenience.
Did you guys receive a power of attorney affidavit from the cousins?
We didn't know, but basically I was talking to Ms. Vanessa, who is the inspector, but I didn't know that, and I didn't ask, so it'll be basically my fault that it was required to have a power of attorney. But I have all the evidence in reference to the violations that we are getting, per se recorded into the property.
Okay, how do you wish to proceed?
Is the city attorney available to speak on behalf of that?
Yes, I'm available.
Would he be able to speak on behalf of the owner? He's the cousin of the owner. He doesn't have power of attorney, but he is the cousin, and the niece is there who I actually saw at the property at the time of posting. So would they be able to speak on behalf of the owner?
No, they would need a power of attorney to do that. You can't just speak on behalf of someone. You need a power of attorney in order to do so. Do you have a power of attorney, sir?
They don't.
They don't?
All right, I will listen to them, but my decision is not really going to be based, it's not going to be, you will not be speaking on behalf of the owner because he didn't give you permission to do that, or at least we don't see any documentation that says that you have permission of the owner to speak on his behalf. And so we will proceed with the case. I'll hear what you have to say, but my decision will not necessarily be based on your testimony, okay?
As you guys please, as you guys decide.
Okay, do we need to swear them in, Pilar?
Yes. Can you
Okay.
please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the testimony you're about to give in each proceeding shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Okay. Vanessa Willis, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This case was previously written by Karen Jean Lewis. It was for the renting of docks, dock space or moorings, and the rental of boats or any portion thereof for any purpose whatsoever shall be specifically prohibited in residential districts. Please cease and desist advertising / renting your boat on booking.com. As the photos pop up on the screen, you'll see where there was a listing on booking.com. And at this time, I'm seeking an adjudication of guilt because they actually had the listing there. According to Guillermo, the gentleman that is before us, he stated that they have gone through the steps in order to remove it from the booking.com listing. However, it should not reoccur so that we don't have a cat and mouse going back and forth as far as it's up today, gone tomorrow. I would ask that there be an adjudication that they did indeed have the listing posted, and so that there's no further occurrences.
Am I supposed to see a picture of the advertisement?
Crystal, can you pull that up for us, please?
You're on
Can you
mute.
give the case number, the list, the item number on the agenda?
CE?
13.
Oh,
Item 13.
item number. So this was a listing on a Miami boat rental website.
Madam Magistrate, I'd also like to add to the record that there is also, we've got history with this property, reference short-term ads, whether it be for the property itself, and now in this case for the boat rental. We do have neighbors that are complaining about the various types of rentals happening at the location.
Okay. All right. And I'm sorry, Ms. Willis, what did you say? It has since been taken down, you said?
Yes, as we scroll, you'll see that there's an indication that you're unable to rent from the property any longer. See right here in red, this property isn't taking reservations on our site right now. But it doesn't really state that it has been removed. So when I went online, this is what I found. And so this is the photo of the posting of the notice to appear on June 25th.
Okay.
But that's, the issue that at hand, that the listing was there. The listing says that they're not booking right now, but what does that really mean? So when I spoke to Guillermo, I told him it's his burden of proof to verify whether or not it has truly been taken down. Anything that substantiates what he's saying as far as it being removed from the website in totality. So at this point, they're not in compliance.
Okay. Yes, sir. You wanted to add something?
Yes, please. I have in my hand, I spoke with, making a parenthesis, Ms. Vanessa. I didn't know you were there, but I want to say hi and thank you for your time. Finally, I get to meet you over the camera. Okay, close parenthesis. After speaking with Ms. Willis, she advised me to get some type of evidence or notification coming from Booking.com stating that we never had any rental, and the contract with them was just established at a point, but back on February, beginning of 2021, everything was canceled because, yes, I admit it, that was an intention at a point once the pandemic started it, because we were out of work. But we never comply with it. We never follow it up. We never did one rental with the boat. So I have contacted Booking.com, and what I'm holding in my hand, I don't know exactly if you guys can read it. Ms. Vanessa, this document says exactly what you and I spoke a few days ago. That it's coming from Booking.com, and it says proof of contract termination. Dear partner, this is a proof that you ended your contract with Booking.com last February 12, 2021 in the address 12735 Izora Road, North Miami, USA, which is basically what we addressed in a previous conversation.
Okay.
And this is also another evidence stemming from Booking
that the location has been eliminated and terminated. This one, and this is also another email on February
12th.
12, 2021, and the subject of the email is termination of contract. And this was the date where we first received the first notice. We immediately did exactly what we were advised. And this is also an email from them officially terminating the contract. So we never had any intention to do it again per se, or like to pursue it or continue doing it, or, I mean, once we received the notice from the inspector back in February, we immediately ended the contract with Booking.com, which is what allowed us to potentially do a rent. And there is a reference that states that we never did even once.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Okay. What is the request? What is the city requesting at this time?
I am asking that there be an adjudication of guilt, that there was a violation on the property. The case at this point will be closed since it says that there has been a cancellation of the booking, but any further occurrences, of course, then he would be cited and then he would be a repeat violator on the second offense, upon the second offense.
All right. Based on the evidence presented, I find that the violations that exist hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Sir, I find that the violation did exist. You guys did remedy it, but it's on the record, and the city wanted it on the record so that if this issue comes back again, that the general magistrate who's hearing the case will see it as a violation and it will be dealt accordingly. Okay, good luck to you guys.
Yeah, you said that you guys find me guilty for the violation?
Correct. I enter an adjudication, which means that the violation did exist. I find that the violation was there. You have since remedied it. That's the reason why I'm not giving you a fine or a future date. So this case is closed, but it is on the record as showing that there was an issue, right? And so if this happens again, then you will be considered like a repeat violator. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
The only comment that I would like to share with you is that I never rented once the boat. And I believe that is exactly the violation, to rent a boat. And I never did it. And I'm being found, I respect exactly everyone's opinion. But since I didn't rent the boat, which is the crime or the violation, I don't see why I would be being found guilty of it.
Okay, I think that you're misunderstanding what the violation. Go ahead, Miss Willis.
I was going to say probably what you're about to say. The violation also includes the advertising of it. So once you advertise the opportunity to rent the boat, that's basically prima facie evidence that you were intending on renting the boat. So that's a portion of the violation. It's renting the boat, having the advertising of the ability to rent the boat.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you. Have a good day.
Okay. Do I get any paperwork or anything, or the case is closed?
Will he get something in the mail? He's asking.
I can give him a letter that says that the violation is closed. We can send it in the mail. That's no problem.
They'll send something to you in the mail, sir.
Okay, very kind. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Can we inquire as to whether or not there's anyone else waiting? There's no one waiting? Okay. All right, guys, let's take a quick, 5 minutes? Or do you need 10 minutes? What works for you?
Whatever works for you, magistrate.
Okay, let's take a 10-minute recess. It's 12:37. Is that what you have?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll be back at 12:47, hopefully.
The recording has stopped.
Let's proceed.
The next case is Nixa Serrano, item number 39. It's Aaron Barber's case. The case number is CEPFY 2021-00041. This is a new case for property 12740 Northwest 13th Avenue. She's testifying from City Hall. Aaron, please unmute the mic.
Hello, swear in, please.
Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you're about to give in today's proceedings shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please say I do.
I do.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, Aaron Barbie, City North Miami Code Compliance. This is a new case, violation parking on the, residential property, parking on the lawn, on the portion of the property. I see from the photos, as of the final inspection, the violation remains. It originally went in as a courtesy violation, and then when there was no compliance or response, it was opened up as a full-on violation. So you can see from the photos, there has been no compliance.
Okay. And notice for today's hearing?
Notice was posted and mailed certified as well.
All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners has until, I'm doing this for a month, August 19th. Is that the abatement date, Pilar?
The 12th.
I'm sorry. August 12th, by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $150.
The next case is going to be item number 42, Oxford Court Condo, case number CEMIS 2020-00010. This case was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of July the 8th of 2021. The fine set was $1,000. The property address is 13655 Northeast 10th Avenue. Vanessa Willis is the officer.
I'm sorry, I think you made a mistake on the date. You said July 21st.
July 8th of 2021.
I see. Okay. All right. What was the amount?
$1,000.
Okay.
As Special Magistrate, I have a letter from Mr. Etienne that was dated July 9th. It's an oversight on my part as far as my receipt of the notification. And he did inform me verbally that he would be in Dominican Republic today. He had already made reservations, et cetera, et cetera. So I have a letter stating cancellation of plumbing permit BPL 00 2019 00051. It says notice of cancellation of plumbing permit and notice of unavailability for the July 15, 2021 hearing. Ms. Willis, please be advised that I, Michael A. Etienne, attorney and president of Oxford Court Condo Association, hereby inform that plumbing permit number B, he put BLP, but he meant BPL, I'm sure, 002019 00051 has been canceled. The contractors did not do any work to repair and or to replace the drain and or sewer lines. The contractors attempted to increase the cost to replace our sewer line, and we rejected the increase. Thus, this matter is currently being litigated in the 11th Judicial Circuit Court. No plumbing work was performed, and so we canceled the plumbing permit until after the litigated matters are resolved. So you see the photos that Karen Jean Lewis, because this was her case that she took initially. This is what I found, because it was like that up until a couple of months. And then when you see the most recent photos, those photos are of what I found most recently. This was the day of posting. I saw that. And then this is what I found on July 8th. And so they closed up everything, saying that there was an issue with the pipes once they got in. And basically that the contractor was saying that the previously quoted amount for the scope of work that was going to be done.
Okay, Ms. Lewis? Let me
Willis.
stop you. Willis, I'm sorry. Let me
It's okay.
stop you.
Sure.
The attorney of record
Yes.
is requesting a continuance.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's do that. Let's table it for our next hearing date. And, we can address that at that time.
Okay.
How long do you suggest we table it for?
We can just table it 1 month. I don't want to prolong it with, everything that's going on now. I don't want to prolong it. I would rather 30 days.
All right, so let's reset it for August 19th.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Welcome.
The next case is item number 24, Grupo TFJ Properties LLC, case number CELDR 2016-00001. This was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of March 27th of 2019. The fine set was $500. The property address is 13110 Biscayne Boulevard. Shanna Sanders is the officer.
Laura, sorry to interrupt. Is this the Fiat case?
Correct.
It was the city attorney, he approved for the case to be tabled.
Okay, because I never received any email or anything in reference to it.
Jennifer sent an email this morning.
Oh.
I don't know if you were copied. Let me double check.
I don't know.
Okay,
Laura,
let's table
audio.
it.
Laura, can you fix your audio, please?
I have
It's
fixed it.
really
I don't
low.
know if it's my computer because I've already fixed my mic. I changed my mic. I don't know what else to do.
All right, so it's being tabled?
Yes, the Fiat Grupo TFJ Properties, the city attorney has advised that a continuance has been granted for this case. Please pull this item from the agenda. That's from Jennifer. And she sent it to you, Pilar.
Okay.
Okay.
So the next item on the agenda is item 14, Caroline Otero, case number MHVIO 2020-00052, previously adjudicated with an abatement date of May 6th. The fine set was $500. The property
Case
address.
abated, violation abated.
Okay.
The next item on the agenda is Cesar Augusto, case number RCCOR 2019-00044. This was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of February 4th of 2020.
Violation abated.
The next case is Chantel L. Moyes, case number CEFAW 2021-00011. This is a new case for property 890 Northeast 131 Street. Jose Perez is the officer.
City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer Perez with the city. Today we're hearing the case in regards to the property at 890 Northeast 131 Street. This is in regards to a fence that appears to be falling onto the neighboring property. This came in as a complaint. The property owner has applied for a permit to replace the fence. However, they didn't apply for the permit until after the fact, and the permit is still pending. So we would seek an adjudication.
Okay, what do you mean? Has it done work or is falling over? I'm confused.
As you can see by the picture, essentially it's encroaching onto the other property. Essentially, it's not erected correctly, and it keeps on leaning. And over time, it has fallen more and more onto the neighboring property and taken away from their essentially their property.
Okay. When was the work done?
Well, this is an old fence, so it's not necessarily that it was work done. It's just a fence that hasn't been upkept. They essentially placed another fence over it, and essentially that fence isn't in good condition either. So essentially the property owner is going to, I believe, take all of that down and put up a new one. They apply for the permit. However, the permit wasn't applied for until after my final reinspection date of July 8th.
Okay. I got it. All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation does exist. I'm sorry, what was it about notice?
Yes. So the property was posted and it was also sent via certified mail to the property owner.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until August 12th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a fine amount. Are we doing August or am I doing November? Pilar.
August is for Magistrate Smith. Yours is November, whatever you'd like to do.
Okay, so let's bring it to November. I will amend my ruling. Property owners have until November 10th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $150.
The next case on the agenda is Elizabeth Harley. Item number 18, case number MHBIO 2020-00105. This is a new case. Property 12880 Hickory Road. Gary Beswick is the officer.
Good afternoon, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property was cited for installation of decking for dock at the rear of the property without permits. They did apply for the permits, but it's still pending. Permits still haven't been issued as yet. So we're seeking adjudication.
Notice.
Could you scroll down? Right here. The notice to appear was posted on the door on Tuesday, June 22nd at 12:54 p.m. Affidavit of services on file.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation still exists. Hereby find in favor of the city. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Property owners have until November 10th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $500.
All right, thank you.
The next case is item number 19, Emerald Investment Properties LLC, case number RCCOR 2020-00006. This is a new case for property address 1280 Northeast 122 Terrace. Gary Beswick is the officer.
Good afternoon, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property was cited for failure to obtain an approved reoccupancy certificate. They applied for an after the fact reoccupancy certificate. During my inspection, I discovered that the garage was converted to a living space without a permit, so they did not pass the inspection. So there's no compliance on this property. The property is still in violation.
Did we say it was a first time up? It's a new case?
Yes.
Okay.
Seeking adjudication.
Notice.
Notice to appear was posted on the door and on Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021 at 1:31 p.m. Affidavit of services on file.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until November 10th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $150.
The next case on the agenda is item number 20, Felix Oscar Flores, case number MHVIO 2020-00112. This is a new case for property 1370 Northeast 141 Street. Gary Beswick is the officer.
Good afternoon, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property was cited for installing concrete slab and walkway. Installation was in progress, but they went ahead and finished the job, and there's no permits on file. Property was posted a notice to appear on June 22nd. On June 22nd, on the door at 10:59 a.m. Affidavit of services on file. Seeking adjudication.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Also find proper notice and given good notice, the owners have failed to appear. Property owners have until November 10th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $500.
The next item on the agenda is item 25, Iceline Saraline, case number CEGMP 2020-00010. This is a new case for property 1385 Northeast 134 Street. The officer on this case is Jose Perez.
City of North Miami Compliance Officer Perez. Today we're hearing the case in regards to the property at 1385 Northeast 134th Street. This in regards to the front of the property that needs to be painted. Essentially, the property owner has an expired permit for some work that was going to happen at the property, and they've allowed the property to remain in this condition. They cited that right now they're under some hardship. So right now we would seek an adjudication, but we would also grant them some time. And the property was posted and was sent via certified mail.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until November 10th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $500.
The next case is item 26, Jeremy Desramu, case number MHVIO 2020-00058. It was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of May 6th of 2021. The fine set was $300. The property address is 460 Northeast 140th Street. Gary Beswick is the officer.
Good afternoon, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property owner came into the office. They're having a problem with the contractor. So I'm asking you to go ahead and table this case.
Okay, for how long?
Until November.
All right, so we'll table it till November.
The next case is item 27, Joan Winokur, case number CEWWC 2021-00009. This is a new case for property 2105 Exora Road. Jose Perez is the officer.
Co-compliance Officer Perez with the City of North Miami. Today we're hearing the case in regards to 2105 Exora Road. This is in regards to a blue tarp that's on the property. Unfortunately, this property is a bit of a problematic property. The property was posted and was sent via certified mail. The property owner reached out to me yesterday. They have made some arrangements and made the appearance of the blue tarp better. However, it's still a violation, and unfortunately, we would like to seek an adjudication. However, we would like to grant them some time. This is a retired veteran who is struggling financially and is trying to find financial assistance in order to repair his roof. So if we could be a little lenient when it comes to the time frame, that would be great. Essentially, we still want an adjudication because it is a violation. However, he is having hardships right now and really needs the help.
So you just threw that in my lap and just said.
Special magistrate, what's the address on this property?
Yeah, actually, special magistrate, just for your reference, it's 2105 Exora, Gary. This item was brought before council this past week by the building official for foreclosure on the property due to there's a whole history, and the council did vote to move forward. So the code officer is not aware or privy to all of that.
I was not.
So I don't believe that there is an adjudication. I believe in Veronique, you might be advised. We just took this to council on Tuesday night, and the commission didn't move forward on foreclosure.
Okay, so in this case, do we just need an adjudication? Do we need an abatement date? Do you think this thing is gonna move? What are we doing?
I would say that we would just move standardly the way a traditional case would move and just enter the adjudication with whatever standard abatement time you would give.
All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation it was already adjudicated, we said? No, we need an adjudication, sorry. My notes just tripped me. Okay, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear, hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until November 10th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $300.
Item 28 and 29 for Joan J. Parker. There are two cases on this property, KCEGMS 2021-00002, KCEIVY 2021-00020. The property address is 625 Northeast 123 Street. Both of these are new cases.
Co-compliance Officer Perez of the City of North Miami. Today we're hearing the case in regards to the property at 625 Northeast 123rd Street. Both of these cases were opened on February of this year. I have not heard anything back from the property owner. The property was posted and was also sent via certified mail. Essentially, would you prefer to hear both cases together?
Sure.
So essentially what we have here is two structures that were erected in the rear as a means of a car cover. These structures were permitted, and now the tarping is unfortunately unweathered and starting to fall in. And the two vehicles that are there, previously there were three, now there's two vehicles. They're in derelict conditions. They're very unsightly, and unfortunately they have to be removed or covered properly with the weather fitting car cover. So the city is seeking for an adjudication.
Notice.
Yes, I advised that the property was posted and it was sent via certified mail.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violations do exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Property owner has until November 10th by which to resolve the violations. Violations are not resolved by the abatement date. There will be a daily fine amount for, one is the tarp and one is the derelict, cars, correct? The
That is correct,
derelict
yes.
Vehicles, okay. For the tarp, $250, for the vehicles, $150.
The next item on the agenda is item 30, Jose Castillo, case number CERCV 2021-00045. This is a new case for property 476 Northeast 137th Street. Ed May Stant Lewis is the officer.
Good afternoon. This violation is in regards to a boat that's on the property. The initial violation came in as a complaint. As of the final notice of violation was mailed and posted on the property. Initial violation was posted on the property along with the application for the variance. However, as of the final reinspection, after double checking with the zoning department, there is no variance on file. The violation remains. This is the picture of the initial violation being posted with the variance application. The boat is to the right of the property in the rear. And this is a copy of the notice to appear. As of the final reinspection date, the violation remains.
Okay. All right, based on the, I'm sorry, was it already adjudicated?
No, it's a new case.
Okay, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, find that the violation does exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. I hereby find in favor of the city. Enter an adjudication. Property owner has until November 10th by which to resolve the violation. Violation is not resolved by the abatement date. That will be a daily fine amount of $50.
The next item on the agenda is item 32, Margaret Garcia, case number MHVIO 2020-00073. This is a new case for property 2200 Northeast 122 Road. Gary Beswick is the officer.
Good afternoon, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property was cited for interior renovation and alteration that was in progress without permits. They applied for a permit that is pending now, which is an after the fact. The property was posted, notice to appear on June 22nd, 2021 at 12:33 p.m. An affidavit of service is on file.
Do you have photos of the interior?
No, I couldn't get the interior, but they applied for the after the fact permit. It should be in. Let's see. Just scroll down, Kristen. Scroll.
All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city. I also find good notice, given proper notice. The owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until November 10th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $500.
Next four items on the agenda are 33 through 36 for Marie M. Sampur for the same property. Case number CEIDY 2021-00021, which is a new case. Case CENBR 2021-00009, which is a new case. CEODS 2021-00022, which is a new case. And CEPFY 2021-00030, which is a new case. The property address is 1585 Northeast 124th Street, and Jose Perez is the officer on all four cases.
City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer Perez. Today we're hearing the case in regards to the property at 1585 Northeast 124th Street. Would you prefer to hear all four cases at once or separately?
All at once.
All right. So essentially, we have a couple of things that's going on here. We have a couple of vehicles that are being stored in the front of the property on the lawn. Obviously, that's a no-no. We have some derelict vehicles being stored there. The property has essentially some address numbers that need to be painted to reflect or be a contrasting color of the background. And finally, we have a repeat offense. They've been cited in the past for it. They're not repeat offenders. However, there was an adjudication for it, but this has been a cat and mouse issue where they've essentially keep placing stuff all throughout the property, and essentially it's a storage in the outside of the property, and that's a hazard because of, especially now during hurricane season, any of that could become projectiles. They have a lot of roofing tiles, for example, in the rear of the property, and those could be pretty bad if they're picked up. And essentially, the property was posted. It was sent via certified mail, and we're seeking an adjudication for all four cases.
All right. So my notes are abandoned vehicles. Is that correct?
Yep.
Storage outside.
Yep.
Address needs to be painted over.
Correct.
I'm missing a fourth.
Parking in the front yard.
Oh, okay. I missed that one. Okay. All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation, oh my God, I find that the violation do exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until November 10th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount on all four cases, daily fine amount of $200 each.
The next case on the agenda is item 47, Sharon Bustamante, case number RCCOR 2021-00004. This is a new case at the property of 1320 Northwest 124th Street. Gary Beswick is the officer.
Good afternoon, Gary Bezos, City of North Miami Building Department. The violation abated.
The next case is item 48, Shamak Hamadi, case number RCCOR 2020-00011. This is a new case at
Violation abated.
The next case is Adama Investments and Development, case number MHBIO 2019-00484. This was previously adjudicated with an abatement date of July 8th of 2021. The fine set was $500. The property address is 13970 West Dixie Highway. Gary Beswick is the officer.
Good afternoon, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. I should state that the property was cited for interior alteration and renovation. As of today, there is no permit that's been obtained. Property was posted for notice to appear on Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021 at 11:03 a.m. Affidavit of service is on file, and we're seeking to let the fines run.
All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation still exists. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. The daily fine amount of $500 is hereby ratified.
The next property has three cases, items 50, 51, and 52 for Stembridge Real Estate Corp. Case number CEGMP 2020-00062. Case number CEMHS 2020-00018, and case number CEWWC 2020-00046. All three cases were previously adjudicated with an abatement date of July 8th of 2021. The fine set for all three cases was $750. The property address is 523 Northeast 125 Street. Ed May, St. Louis is the officer.
Good afternoon. To begin with the first one, which is the general maintenance, property was posted on June 25th, I believe, on the door of 523. It's the storefront. If you could scroll down. As of the final reinspection, which was July 8th, 2021, the violation remains. There's no maintenance done to the property. The awnings remains in poor conditions. Made contact with, I've been in communication with Stephen as well as Diane Steinberg. They explained to me they were gonna move forward with trying to do repairs. The only repairs that are that is partially in compliance is just the front window upstairs that they replaced, just the windows. However, in the rear, the board up is still up for missing windows. As far as for the stairs, there's no compliance as well. Notice was posted. Property owner Diane and Stephen was made aware of the hearing. I even emailed the information over to Stephen. And as of the final reinspection, there's no compliance. Stephen also informed me he was gonna attend the hearing through Zoom. However, he did not show.
All right. Let me see what was the fine amount?
$750 for each case.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violations still exist. I also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. The daily fine amount of $750, was it retro? What was the abatement date?
July 8th of 2021.
Okay. All right. So the $750 is ratified, and that's for each case.
The next case on the agenda is item 54 with Nell Dorville, case number MHVIO 2020-00110. This is a new case for property 660 Northeast 140 Street. Gary Beswick is the officer.
Good afternoon, Gary Beswick for the City of North Miami Building Department. The property was cited for failure to obtain a required permit for interior renovation of the kitchen, etc. That was in progress last year. As of today, there's no permits on file, but I did spoke with the property owner, and he stated that he didn't know that because the work was done, that he still need to get a permit. So I explained to him that you'll need to apply for an after-the-fact permit. The property was posted for notice to appear on Tuesday, June 22nd, 2021 at 11:08 a.m. An affidavit of service is on file.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice and the proper notice the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until November 10th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $500.
Thank you.
And the last case on the agenda is item 55, Wendy Cortez Revocable Living Trust, case CEFAW 2021-00002. This is a new case for 450 Northwest 125 Street. Ed May, St. Louis is the officer.
Good afternoon, Code Officer St. Louis. This violation was originated by our former Code Officer Wayne Clark. It appears after reviewing the case that he did mail certify the initial notice. However, upon posting, I took pictures, uploaded them into our system for the hearing. As of the final reinspection, July 8th, the property is not in compliance. Notice was posted at the door, and no one made the attempt to reach out to me.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. Also find good notice, given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. Hereby find in favor of the city, enter an adjudication. Owners have until November 10th by which to resolve the violation. If the violation is not resolved by the abatement date, there will be a daily fine amount of $300.
That concludes today's hearing, Magistrate.
We're adjourned. Have a good one, everyone.
You too. Thank you.
Bye.